depends on the contents, right? Like
I feel like I have a pretty healthy balance. I think.
Yeah, right.
Most, you know, I don't know.
Can you even look that up on Twitch?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can.
I know you can on YouTube, but like,
Oh, you can.
Oh,
So I
okay.
mean, maybe
Yeah.
I'll check later.
Yeah,
and I'll
we'll
put it on
check,
screen.
yeah.
It is weird now that I think about it. While there are so few bigger male VTubers compared to the females.
I don't want to say like the meme, but is it maybe the fact that if you're a, you know, you would just be a normal male streamer if you were good at it? Would like, is there benefits to being a VTuber as a male over just showing your face if you can?
It's really strange because like I feel actually like internationally this idea of like VTubers has very much been created and established through Hololive.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, but like at the end of the day you have to realize that Hololive is actually the weirder one because they're more of like an idol agency.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whereas like Nijisanji VTubers and like VShoujo or like even like the individual VTubers, right? They're not idols. They're just streamers.
I wonder if it's the case of like people like it's gonna sound bad, but I think this is true.
Yeah.
I think guys want to watch a guy who they think is their bro.
Yeah.
They think it's their mate. They feel like they can joke with. You know, it's their humor. And I think that guys want to watch girls. They're the ideal of their girl that they want.
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah,
I think almost
No,
right.
I agree with that.
And I think that works perfectly with VTubing because you can give the character you want to play, but you can also put a nice healthy injection of personality.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that doesn't quite work with guys. But then again, I guess that's the question of if you're a male VTuber, what's your target demo? Are you trying to be the sexy VTuber? Because I've seen those guys who are trying to be the sexy VTuber and I cringe internally and a lot.
Because
they do that voice like, yeah, okay, I'm a male VTuber. I was saying like that.
Yeah, because I feel like with a lot of male VTubers I've seen. No, I think that's a legit point because I think like with a lot of male VTubers I've seen, it's kind of like they trying to take the Hololive kind of model and flip it and gender flip it, right?
So I don't think it works at all.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, a lot of the male streamers that are big have like an equal amount of male to female viewers, if not maybe more so male.
Which is really interesting, right? Because again, when I was looking up on Kuzuha, the top streamer for Nijisanji, his audience is 95% like female.
That makes sense.
But it's
also
really
in
weird.
Japan, that is normally like they're very much more willing to buy into that.
Right, but what's really weird is that his personality does not match that demographic.
Yeah.
His personality is a lot more like gruff and just like straight to the point. He's really like foul-mouthed.
Yeah.
That's popular in Japan, though.
It is popular in Japan, but like you would think that the standard formula to get a female audience, right, is like, as you said, like the very like like type of guys, right?
But then I don't think that is. I think when you try to be sexy, you're not sexy.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, you know,
Especially when you're in an avatar.
that's what, for me, you know, because I'm old.
Yeah. There you go.
I've played a video game in my life.
I know Mario. So we went. Deadass was probably the most fun I've ever had in an amusement park.
Really?
It was so fun. So first of all, they absolutely nailed the aesthetic. Like, you know, people talk about
that was probably the thing that looked amazing.
it looks amazing like in the promotional videos. It looks 100 times more impressive when you're there in real life.
Wow.
Was it sunny when you went?
It wasn't. We were kind of in the middle of a typhoon.
And it still looked good.
It still looked amazing.
Because all the promotional pictures are like in like the best lighting in existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet it would look and feel amazing in clouds because that's what it's like in the game.
Yeah.
If it was fucking pouring it down, you'd be like...
I mean, okay, I think the weather was on our side because the weather like subsided like kind of halfway through the day.
Okay.
Right.
But when we were there, it was like pouring quite a bit. But even in the rain, like I thought they had just oversaturated the trailer footage, so it looked more impressive. I was like, oh, they didn't oversaturate this at all. They didn't color correct this at all. This looks just as good as in the trailer footage.
Okay.
And it's really impressive because the scale of it is so massive.
33.
Like, because like you see like the little like kind of mounds in like the background of like the map, right? And you think, oh, that must be like really tiny. They're fucking huge.
Yeah.
They're like they're buildings that you can like walk into, and like. Oh no, I was just gonna say like I think the one thing that I really enjoyed about it is the fact that I mean there's only like 2 rides, like if 3.
That's what I was kind of like sad about. Is that there was only 2 rides, and one of them was like a car that takes you around, and I was like, wow, they really put all the budget into the set design.
Yeah, if you're into like amusement parks because of like roller coasters and stuff like that, I don't think that's really the place for you.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's in USJ, so there's plenty of roller coasters in USJ. But like,
perfect for you though, right?
Perfect for me.
Probably why you enjoyed it so much.
I mean, I'm a fucking Nintendo boy through and through.
Yeah.
And there were no real like roller coasters type of thing or anything. But I think the thing that impressed me the most is the fact that you can buy these like kind of, I don't even know what they are. They're like these electronic watches essentially, that you can wrap around, and it essentially connects to the entirety of Nintendo World and makes the entire park interactive.
Wait, how big's the park?
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
How big is the park?
I want to say... God,
how long can you see everything in? Like an hour?
Oh, yeah, easily in an hour.
Okay.
See,
But the thing is, even though the space isn't big, it's so jam-packed with shit that you can do. Like, literally, there isn't a single piece of wasted space. Like, this was engineered to shit, where it's like, we gotta fill every little space up with something. And, like, I feel like the electronic games are getting $3,000. But I think if you don't buy that, you're probably missing out on about 70%.
So what does it allow you to do? With
Okay,
the band?
so the bands, what they do is there are like, there's an app that connects to the band, and that app, when you look at it, it gives you like a
download the app.
So yeah, so you download the app.
Oh, God, that's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit annoying.
I guess if you're a tourist though, if you're a tourist, watch out for that. Maybe pre-download the app.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was showing me the app earlier. It fucking
I
looks
can
incredible.
show you too. So yeah, you download the app, and then you go to the Super Nintendo World, and then it loads up essentially. And you get so basically there are these like stamps that you can get for achievements that you unlock by interacting in Super Nintendo World.
So you're literally just playing Achievement Hunter with this
literally,
theme park.
I'm literally getting Xbox achievements. Except it's like Xbox than Nintendo.
I'm gaming.
Bruh, have you 100% in Nintendo World? 'Cause I have.
But like, what's kind of big brain
Dude, that
about
looks so clean. Honestly.
Yeah, it is clean, and like there's like an interactive map as well that shows you like all of the locations that you've been to.
I fuck with that. That's cool.
So you know exactly like which parts of the world you haven't explored yet or haven't actually interacted with.
That's so good.
And like it's honestly like the band is half the experience, because there's a couple of rides in Nintendo World that you can't even access if you don't have the band.
Oh, that's kind of shitty though, that you pay full price for the ticket and then you got to pay $30 to get that.
I thought so too. But then the actual amount of experience that you can get on top if you do pay for the $30 is, I think it's completely worth it. And it's also good as well. It's also good as well because there's so much, it adds replay value to actually going back and like doing achievements and like getting the best scores and all that kind of stuff. And like if you go around with like a bunch of friends, like I went around with Aki and we were like trying to fucking like out one up each other in terms of like achievements and all that kind of stuff. And, like that is half the fun.
Trash day special.
Oh, dude, USJ hit us up.
Just realized that Nintendo really just added microtransactions to like a real life theme park.
They really did. But like,
so
I don't know. I thought it was
so
fucking
confused.
big brain, and like you can eat if you're, especially if you like love anything Nintendo, and you're like
do.
fully ready to like immerse yourself in the actual park.
Well, it's like Mario Land, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then if you're fully ready to immerse yourself in the land, like completely, and just forget about the fact that like you know this is essentially one big microtransaction. if you live the dream like you do at any amusement park, then it is the most fun.
So how long did you spend in there?
We spent about like 5 or 6 hours in there, but I could easily spend a whole day in there. Well, like we spent about like maybe 3/4 of the day there because I wanted to like go around to the other parts of USJ because I'd never been before. So we went to like Harry Potter World and like Jurassic Park World and all that kind of stuff that's there as well. And that's the good thing, right? Is that like, you know, you can spend like a decent amount of time there, but if you get bored, just pop on over to Harry Potter World, which is like literally 2-minute walk from Nintendo World, right? But yeah, it was super fucking fun.
I mean, I want to go at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a rush to go because I know that eventually when people come to visit, they're going to be like, I want to go there. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I want to go there like 5 times and have to take someone.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's go again.
How are the crowds there?
The
right
crowds were, it was like decently crowded. I think right now USJ is really banking off Nintendo World because I think the majority of the park was at Nintendo World. I mean, rightfully so. It is the newest thing, and like they're chilling the fuck out of Nintendo stuff even outside of Nintendo World. But I mean, when I went there, totally made sense as to why that was the case because I was like, damn, this is like completely different level of upgrade to like any other world out there.
I want to go. I
want to go as well, and I want to go before the country fully opens up and you get like a rush.
You know it's going to be hell when there's tourists.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Because you probably enjoyed it because there was no one there. Because like imagine it, you're at Nintendo World, like, whoa, what secrets can I see? And then there's just a line for every single thing, and like every single thing you got to bump or use.
Yeah, we only had to wait like max 15 minutes. free try.
Which is very good for an amusement
Which is
park.
really
'Cause
good
as we
for
know,
USJ, yeah.
As we know, the worst thing about amusement park are the crowds and the lines.
Yeah.
Right?
Because like I think they also
I
like
a good
create.
queue. I like a good queue.
I don't.
That's the British coming out on you,
It
man.
is. I like a good queue. I don't mind waiting.
Because I think they also structured it so that like they were anticipating massive amount of lines. Because like the VR Mario Kart, for example, which is easily the best ride that they have there.
Well, I did VR Mario Kart with you in
VR
Ikebukuro.
Park.
Is it the same thing?
Completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the VR Mario Kart in VR Park in Ikebukuro used to be in Shinjuku.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
like you're in like a still cart and you have the VR goggles on and you have like the glove on that you can like use to grab items and stuff.
Yeah, but
like
the
that.
car had hydraulics. So you would like when you
Right
did
after this one, I'm gonna try
Yeah,
something
but this
else,
time
'cause
around in Nintendo World, the
I don't
car
know
itself
why the
is
video
also
is
moving.
so choppy.
So it's like moving on a rail.
It's only when I'm in the game.
Does it move?
And when you move it, it moves. And you have the VR goggles on so that everything around you now is basically a hologram.
VR go-kart?
VR go-karting, essentially.
Sounds fun.
And
I'm
it's
down.
hectic, dude.
There you go.
I'm
It's super
down.
fucking hectic. But like that, obviously that one I think is
All right.
going to be the most popular.
Yeah.
But I think they
Um,
perfectly planned for it as well because from the
Remove
entrance
this-
of you have to enter Bowser's Castle to get to it.
This one.
So like the front of it looks like Bowser's
That's pretty
Castle,
cool. Right,
and like
right.
the interior and everything is completely perfectly modeled after Bowser's Castle. So you like go up the stairs and there's a giant Bowser statue,
Edit display
and that's all part of the
capture.
line.
Yeah.
And you walk past and it's like all the Mario Kart like trophies all stacked
Oh, that's
up
cool.
and
That's
like in
cool.
order, and like they clearly anticipated for there to be a lot of people, so they were like, we got to make waiting in
Yeah.
line entertaining.
I mean, that's what like Disney always did so well. Even
Yeah.
though I don't really like Disney. The theming was on point, right?
Yeah,
like, everything
exactly.
was themed
I thought
so
Disney's theming was on point, but then Nintendo was like, let me one up that for a second. Let me one
well.
up.
It's a lot easier, right, when you have a smaller contained
go.
land
Definitely,
to
yeah.
work with. So yeah, but I mean, I do want to go. I will go at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know fucking when.
The only
That
thing that
should
would
be
one up
fun.
that is if they added other Nintendo franchises.
Yeah,
Like, and they're
Zelda.
like
Yeah.
kind of expanded because right now it's only really the Mario universe.
Yeah.
But if they added like Zelda
well,
stuff
yeah,
or
I-
Kirby stuff
Yeah.
or like any of that,
I do wonder if this was like a thing that Nintendo wanted to do, or Universal was like, "Come on, Nintendo, we got a little."
I
land."
have a feeling this is kind of like a trial
That's
run
what
for
I
Nintendo,
thought.
where they were like, if we open up like a fully dedicated Nintendo world where there's like different worlds for different franchises, we don't want it to completely fuck up. So
Yeah.
let's just like borrow USJ for a second and be like, can we like test it out with like
Yeah.
one small segment?
Yeah.
And if it does well, then maybe down the line we'll make like an actual fully
Because they could do a
dedicated
Nintendo world like
Easy,
that actually
easy,
had like
easy.
you know
They have enough
just-
franchises.
With the amount of money they made during the pandemic, especially, dude, like
Yeah.
they could easily open up their own world if they wanted to.
I mean, just think of all the properties they have. And like, all right, well,
Yeah.
you've got like everything covered. Like
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
do any ride, any excuse. You know what I mean? Like everything's covered. Why haven't they done this already?
Come on,
I mean,
Nintendo, get
Nintendo
out.
Land, from what the sounds of it, sounds really fucking good and really fun already.
Yeah.
So imagine that on like a full-scale theme park.
Yeah.
And maybe Joey will have an amusement park that you actually enjoy.
Yeah,
Right?
Because I mean, honestly, like that was probably the most fun I've had in an amusement park ever.
What food do they have there?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, so they have Toad's
We
Cafeteria.
still need
And what do they sell at Toad's Cafeteria? Huh?
They
the
at Toad's
NZ and the
Cafeteria, they sell-
AS44.
The food there was actually pretty decent. Not the best
don't
I think I'll
themed
do the
food
NZ
I've had.
for now.
Because I've been to like a lot of like.
Does it
themed-
look like Mario characters?
So one of them was this like tiramisu that was
Okay,
shaped
I like
after
tiramisu.
the like question block.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's a
Okay, that sounds
tiramisu
fun.
shaped like a question block. There's also like a mushroom soup, but like the container is actually like the red mushroom. So you like
okay.
open up the red mushroom cap and like there's mushroom soup on the inside.
I like that.
I,
I like it when the thing is like the design of the character or whatever they're trying to do is not intrusive to the flavor of the food.
Right.
It really pisses me off when they do that shit at
Yeah.
Disneyland, or when they like make shit into like smiley faces with my food, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
listen, I don't care about my food being a smiley face. Don't fucking do that. I don't want to feel like I'm two.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't give a shit if you're theming.
Yeah.
I don't want you to draw a smiley thing on my steak.
Yeah.
It's a fucking steak. Don't
I mean,
do that.
obviously, I feel obviously like Nintendo World was definitely aimed more towards like younger children.
No, it's
in a
aimed
lot of
towards
sense.
me.
But
I'm adult. I don't like
yeah,
it.
but
Fuck
I
children.
feel like they added so many elements that like adults could
Yeah.
also
No,
easily
it's
enjoy.
aimed
I
towards
mean,
me.
I fucking enjoyed
My
it.
mum would never buy me the food anyway when I was a kid, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
she'd bring the food. She's like, you're not having theme park food. It's
Yeah,
ridiculously expensive, Connor. No way.
It was a bit expensive, but you know, as a first time experience, I think we had to try it, and it was again.
It's like
wasn't-
it's like cinema popcorn,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
wasn't the best experience I've had at a themed like cafe or anything, but
Yeah.
pretty decent.
I don't know if it's still there, but in the UK, in like the best my favorite theme park. They had like Alton Towers.
Yeah.
Great one. They had a restaurant that was like, I don't know, like $8, all you can eat pizza.
Oh shit.
And I was like, yo. I'm like, let's go to the theme park. What, for the rides? No,
No,
bro,
for the pizza.
All you can eat pizza, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And it was great because you could give vomit it all off on the
Meanwhile,
ride.
you go to Disneyland. It's like, would you like a slice of pizza? $8,
That's the
please.
thing, man. I didn't think I would appreciate it that much until I was given all you can eat pizza for like $8, and I was like, it wasn't great pizza, but it was all you can eat.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it doesn't
So-
matter.
so it counts,
And my
yeah.
life was like, this is the best theme park. Fuck the rides, fuck the theming, all you can eat pizza.
I mean, true.
If you put that at the theme park, it automatically goes up.
That just
a
becomes the
star
best
rating.
establishment, doesn't it?
Yeah, you go to Mario World, they're like unlimited tiramisu. Just normal tiramisu. We just got it from someone. I'm like, okay, shit. Okay, now we're
Yeah,
playing.
fuck,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Just give me food. Just give me food.
Just play the Mario theme in the background. I'll feel like it's
There's just
themed,
there's just something so nice when you go to the theme park and for 1 minute they're not trying to rip you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like,
I feel the only thing about Nintendo World that I was like, oh, that's a bit weird, was a Toad speaking Japanese.
oh, really? You want
What does that sound like?
Because when you go into Toad's cafeteria,
Yeah.
there's like on like a projection screen, there's like Toad like in the kitchen like preparing food and stuff,
Yeah.
and he like notices you coming in, and he's like,
Well, yeah, he only
oh
talks.
hey, like kind of thing, but in Japanese, and I'm just like,
yeah, he
oh,
never-
that's weird. Don't talk.
Yeah, in Japanese games, they use the English. Well, they're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they use like that like type of voice.
Yeah.
But then
Right,
at
right.
the theme park, they can't get away with
Konnichiwa.
just yeah. He's just like, yeah, konnichiwa, and I'm just like, oh, that's weird. Just go and then just be with it. That's it's really, it's really fucking bizarre.
My fucking head! Drink out of my head, please! My head is your communion!
Like, what the fuck, Toad?
Yeah, that was the only part where I was like, because like same thing happened in Harry Potter World, because we went to like one of the rides at Harry Potter World is that you go into the Hogwarts and it's like a kind of 4D interactive, like it feels like you're on a broom and going through Harry Potter and stuff like that, and it's really fucking cool and intense.
Yeah.
Only thing that threw me off is Daniel Radcliffe speaking Japanese. Everyone was speaking Japanese.
Do they have like a British Japanese accent?
No, it was just literally just like they just grabbed a random like anime voice actor and then I was like, yeah, Boku Hari. I was just like, oh, this is weird. Daniel, what happened to you, bro?
It's
like an anime dub
the
of,
best line that he whipped out.
The best line, it was just like when you there's a scene where you like go like fight through all the Dementors. And he's just like, I think in the English version, you can actually see Daniel Radcliffe mouthing, being
Yeah.
like, wow, that was a close one, wasn't it? Or something like that. But in the Japanese one, he was like, "Aburakatta ne." And I'm just like, oh, Daniel, why? Why would they massacre my boy like that?
They said the English spells?
What do you mean? Yeah. It's the English spells, but said in Japanese.
What is it?
So it's like in katakana.
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
So it's like, it's not like Wingardium Leviosa. It's like, Wingardium Leviosa!
I don't know why it's so funny.
Yeah. It's
Foreign
very-
people
Damn
trying
it,
to speak
give me
English.
Harvest.
Very funny.
I know,
Very
I know.
funny.
Yeah.
I only want Harvest.
Yeah. But overall, Nintendo World,
Out of 10?
like, solid 9, I reckon.
9 out of 10. Really makes you feel like Mario.
Wait, how much was that t-shirt? I must know.
How
Yeah.
much was this one?
Yeah.
This one was 3,500 yen.
It's not too bad. I was
too bad.
expecting it to be like $50. I was like,
I mean, there were like $50 ones as well. Yeah.
really? What
Yeah.
were they? Like, they better be designer Gucci.
Okay, one of them I actually bought it because it looked really cool because it was at the it was next to Bowser's Castle and there was like they themed the merch store next to the VR Mario
I
Kart
fuck with
thing
that.
as like it looking like the inside of like a Mario Kart garage. So they had like all of the. There was one shirt that I bought that had like, you know, like in a lot of like car racing like jackets that had
Yeah.
like all the patches of like all the sponsors.
Oh, that sounds cool.
But it was a shirt and all the patches were like Mario themed. So like that was really cool and I was like, ooh, $55. Fuck it, I'll take it.
I would.
Yeah, sometimes for me it's like it's not about the price. It's like, does it look cool and is it a thing that I can only get here?
Damn it, man.
I'll probably fucking get it.
12
That's why they can hike up the price, right?
Exactly. And I'm like,
Exclusivity.
take my money, Nintendo. You've been taking my money for 26 years now. I'm not gonna be mad.
What do you think is the best part of the park that you enjoyed?
I think again, it's the fact that like buying like the electronic bracelet and
The
fact that-
microtransaction.
Yeah, it's legit the fact that they made literally every single aspect of the park interactive in some way.
I can't wait for
Because
that.
like there's
Yeah.
like all these like question blocks that are just randomly lying around, and
Right.
you can punch it and it makes like the coin sound, and then the coins get added to your bracelet.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Imagine you rock up with a family of 6 and then they're like, yeah, you have to pay an extra 180. What? That'd be so sad though. I wish they would include it in the ticket. Well, I assume maybe can you buy a ticket?
You can buy it, with the ticket, yeah. But like we didn't know about it, so we were just like, oh, this is an option.
Download the app before you go as well.
Can't wait for the Nintendo World speedrunners to get going.
We need a Nintendo World any percent.
Nintendo World any percent. I'll fucking do that.
I'm gonna try and go for the record.
Right?
Yeah.
And done. Go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for today. I don't really have anything else to talk about.
No.
We can talk about one other thing though.
What?
Our patrons.
Yeah, we
of
can.
course.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to what was it, Gaunt Gaylord or something? Was it one of the names? Is one of
Grant
the-
Grant
Gaylord.
Gaylord.
Was it Grant Gaylord?
I
Well, I
wonder
think
if
that
he's
was
on
the
the
name.
list somewhere. He might
somewhere
be.
here maybe.
The most epic name of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But thank you to the patrons for making it possible, and again for funding this brand new set. Wonderful.
Yeah, we love how you guys are loving it because we enjoy it, and we're not going to change. So
Yes.
yeah, boohoo.
And
Anyway,
Why are you being mean to our viewers, Joe?
I'm not being mean. I'm not. But yeah, if you guys want to support us, then go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter,
We'll
send
change
us
the
your memes on the
episode.
subreddit, and if you hate our faces, go listen to us on Spotify.
And hopefully you enjoyed this timely episode of Trash Taste where we talk about current topics, which should have just happened last week. Enjoy it, because this is going to be the last time it happens for a while. We are looking to build up our reserve again.
Only Diamond Hand here. Only Diamond Hands with Trash's episode. We're holding. We're holding.
And yeah, I guess that's everything, right?
Bye.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Alright.
It's important as like a Japanese voice actor to be able to, voice
Do
Do you have to
animals.
audition for animal roles?
I already had it in my voice reel, and so
Can you do some animal
Yeah,
voices?
yeah. I can do a cat as well.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Trash Taste. I am the host for today, Gant, and with me are, as usual, the boys. And as you can see, I am not alone on this side. I am reclaiming the host chair as we have a guest on. Would you like to introduce yourself to the crowd?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Shu Uchida, and I'm a voice actor in Japan. Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
You're not
keeping it brief.
you're not just
does.
any voice actor though.
Yeah.
You're in best me.
Anime voice actor.
Anime
Yeah,
voice actor.
I'm a voice actor.
We're an anime podcast,
Yeah.
as the viewership knows.
Yeah.
You know the 5% of the time we talk about anime?
this is one of those 5%.
Exactly. Actually, yeah, I think this might be the official. Well, first of all, you're the official first guest on the new set.
Yeah.
We're not counting Chris. We're not counting Chris.
Chris ain't a guest anymore.
ain't a guest
This is the first real guest episode of the new
Exactly,
studio.
the first real guest.
Yeah.
But also, I think people have pointed out in your accent, I figured out from your accent, that you're
Sir.
Australian.
Yes, I am
It's a
Australian.
waifu.
Yes.
And
And
I'm
you're
like,
Australian too,
and
right?
I literally went to school with you, which is very weird.
Oh, what the?
It's so weird. It's
Yeah,
like,
so so to explain, off screen, we just found out that these two went to the same kind of school together, and they know each other as like childhood friends or something like that. Do you guys want to explain that? What happened with that?
Well, like the Japanese community in Australia, like the parents there send like their kids to like this thing called Saturday school. So we have school on Saturdays from around 10 to like 1 p.m. And then
Wait,
yeah, like
what?
we were in different
She's from
classes,
Australia
like,
also?
like in a higher grade. than
Yeah, I think I'm
was.
2 years older than you.
Yeah.
So, but I was in the same class as her older sister
Yeah.
for
Right.
about 7
Yeah.
years or something.
Yeah.
And because because the school is so small, the community is so small,
Yeah.
you naturally hang out with kids who are
Yeah.
younger than you and older than you.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I would see Shu in like the playground and stuff. And it was,
It's like the meme where like every Asian knows each other, but it's actually true.
Yeah.
In Australia.
in Australia, every Japanese person knows each other. Yeah, so not only did I was in the same class as her sister, but we used to hang out every not too often.
Yeah,
though,
not too
right?
often, but
But
like
we had so many mutual friends that I
Yeah.
think it's just naturally we knew each other.
Okay.
Yeah, so and now
And now-
she's an anime voice actor.
And now you both
Yeah.
work in the
Yeah.
anime industry.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so weird.
It's so
like,
bizarre.
yeah.
I gotta ask, like in this Japanese community, were there many people who wanted to work in the anime industry? Because you know how it is with the weeb culture. It's like you see an anime fan and they're like, "Oh, I want to work in anime." And like,
Yeah.
"Oh, all right, weeb, all right."
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
what was it like for the Japanese community?
I don't know. I mean, I think at that point, I wasn't even really thinking about that at
really?
all. I think
too busy enjoying the weeb life.
I was too busy enjoying the
Getting
weeb life.
involved.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't know, because I think even back then, like, I knew I always wanted to, like, live and work in Japan.
Yeah.
But I think, like, the whole, like, anime industry side of things was kind of, like,
Yeah.
like,
So mystical. No one knows anything
well,
about
that's the
it.
thing, right? It's like, I wouldn't, like, back then I was like, how do you even, like, begin to try and get into an industry like
Yeah.
that, right? So it's like, you know, if I end up working in it, it's like, cool. But, like, it wasn't like I was chasing the weeb dream. You know? It's like, I'm definitely gonna like work for Kyoto Animation when I'm older. Like, work for Studio Trigger when I'm older. It's like,
You're like, I was on that hustle since age 10. I was on the hustle to get in the anime industry.
I was on that sucker grind. Well, it's like no, but I mean, I don't know. Did you know anybody? Like, what was it like for you? Like, did you always wanted to become an anime voice actress or whatever?
Well, for me, I was like, I was like opposite to you, and I was like, I really want to become a voice actor, and I'm going to become a voice actor.
Oh, you're on that grind.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but I didn't know anyone around me who wanted to become like, you know, someone who was in the industry. So for me, it was just me, like wanting to come to Japan to get into this industry.
Because I think the majority of like the people at
Always try to get the
weren't even
10
really,
kills,
like, thinking to be
10 rapid kills.
I think,
Right.
'cause, like,
Little
even to
challenge,
this
because
day, like,
after
most of my
50 you
Japanese
get
friends from
a bunch of
most of
camos.
them still live in cities,
So
and I just
that's
like
why I try to rush them in the
normal
beginning.
speaking everyday job kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, I think Shu and I are the weird ones.
I mean, I already hear the word Saturday school, and I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Wait, are they gonna talk about like
5 days
what
of
she
school
voice
was enough for me. One more day in the
trying to
weekend.
know
Nah. Get-
Okay.
Mother,
voices.
I am not attending another school day. Okay.
I fought like hell to get out of
You
Sunday
look that
school.
up.
Yeah.
It's my biggest battle of life.
I mean, to be fair, like I personally didn't even see it as like a school. For me, it was more just
Yeah.
like a hangout to like hang out with like all
They
my
tricked you,
Japanese.
Joe. They fucking tricked you. They sold you on another day of school.
I mean, like again, like it's not like I didn't learn anything, right? Like obviously, especially when you get because the school we had, it started from kindergarten, so like when you're like 4 or 5 years old, all the way up until 9th grade, where you're about.
I'm just hearing indoctrination here. Get them while they're young, build a habit, and they'll love it. They'll learn to love it.
They'll love it.
It's like what Stockholm syndrome.
I think obviously the viewers are probably wondering what are some shows that you voiced in, because that's probably going to be the first thing they want.
Oh yeah.
Probably should mention that, and then we can.
And then we can go.
Yeah, I voiced Mia Taylor from Love Live School Idol Festival All Stars. I also voiced
idea what that is.
Warspite, Arc Royal, Perth, Mikura, and Gambia Bay from Kankore, Kantai Collection Kankore.
That's a big collection right there.
Who are all these
I
people?
also voiced Fujiwara-san from Asobi Asobase. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I think those were all
And,
games.
Yeah, and a lot more. I'm in like Doraemon and
You're in
Oh.
Doraemon?
yeah.
Doraemon.
I think
Sometimes.
that's the true weeb dream, right? Where it's like you're in a show that has literally shaped
Yeah.
your childhood.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm also in like Shin-chan.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
you're in
Oh,
Shin-chan.
Like just a bit, yeah, sometimes.
That's
I'm
so
like-
cool.
I
Okay.
scream.
Like I mostly do like dogs and cats.
Hey, you're in. Run with it.
But yeah, I'm in like animes and games and stuff like that. So yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
she's
cool.
a
I feel like you're downplaying it.
an
She's got,
anime
"I am in
game
anime."
voice
Yeah.
actor.
That's not a thing most people can say.
I don't think you realize the literal hundreds and thousands of people who watch our show who only dream to be in your position.
Exactly. You're an actual real anime voice actress. That's like most people dream to be that, and you fucking managed to achieve it. So congratulations.
I'm an anime. No, I'm a voice actor.
I'm an anime.
I am
I
anime.
am anime.
I just want to point out, because I know the viewer's going to point out as well, how comically large I look sitting next to you. Because I'm seeing myself on screen, and I'm like, if you thought you just tuned into the newest season of Attack on Titan, I assure you, this is trash taste.
It's
right
literally
now.
the meme of like 6 feet versus 5
Especially on that camera, I look so comically large with that perspective.
It's a wide angle. You know? People on the edges are good.
To be fair, I look in this camera. I look massive next to Chris. So
You are massive next to
I
me,
am
Joe.
massive.
You chose
I'm
massive.
just built like
So I have to go to Saturday school.
that. Yeah, built different. Just come out of Saturday school like
What
a
the
child.
hell?
So you mentioned that you wanted to be a voice actor from a young age.
Yes.
When did that start? Walk me through the process. I'm interested.
Well, like I started liking anime because my sister used to like anime, and then so I used to watch anime with her, and I wanted to become a voice actor when I was in primary school.
Oh, very young then.
Yeah,
very young.
I
yeah.
didn't even know that was like a job when I was in primary.
Oh, really?
I think
Yeah.
I was just like funny acting people.
Yeah.
I just thought the characters just existed.
I was like,
I was like,
no real people involved.
Goku's there somewhere in the world, right? Yeah, I'm sure he exists.
Yeah, like I was watching Bleach with my sister, and you know Hitsugaya
Yeah,
is
yeah.
voiced by Takeromi-san,
Yeah.
who's like
Come
she's
on.
like a woman, and she's like voice acting a boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And so I was really like fascinated by that, and I was like, oh, I really want to become a voice actor. And then from then on, I was kind of like, I told my parents that I wanted to become a voice actor in Japan, and you know, like typical Asian parents, they're like, like maybe that isn't
You
like
want
really
to be
good
an
idea."
artist.
Yeah.
What is a voice actor? I've never heard of that job before. Do you need a degree to get it?
And what was interesting was that at Saturday school, I used to get like super low marks like in my test.
Right.
So
Okay.
my parents were like, well, like you're getting such low marks in Japanese, like how are you like, you know, gonna become a voice actor in Japan where it's like, you know, you need to be really good at speaking Japanese and
Right,
reading
right.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, my parents were like against me, but I was like, I want to become a voice actor in Japan. So yeah, in high
So
school,
like-
I kind of started auditioning for like the schools, the voice acting schools in Japan.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. What age?
I think like 16, 17. So like I would like work part time, and then I'll save money, and then I'll book a flight to Japan
Oh my god.
To
Damn,
audition.
16.
to audition. Yeah,
You were
yeah.
determined.
I was like working like 4 or 5 times a week, and then like on like, you know, during school holidays I'll be working like 6 times a week, or like, you know, just when the
Holy fuck.
You were really
Right.
on that grind.
yeah, I was
Shit.
like
Damn.
super like I want to become and then like and a lot of the places told me that because I live overseas, it's kind of like, you know, like
Yeah, quite
Hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of hard, yeah. But then I finally like passed the audition, and they're like, you know, please come to the school.
Yeah. Right.
And then so I decided to go to Japan, but at that time I was still in uni,
Okay.
and you know, like my parents were like, well, isn't it better if you kind of like finish uni and then
Yeah.
go to
Stop.
school?
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like, yeah, maybe, but no. And so during the holidays, I like worked more, and then I saved up a lot of money. And you know, in Australia, it's like when you're 18, you can kind of decide everything
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of quit uni without telling my parents.
Oh, I think that's like the worst thing you can do, right? It's like number one no-no.
That's like one step away from a low.
Holy fuck! I've never actually heard an Asian kid do that. I felt that in my soul, man. Like a thousand of my ancestors just screamed right there.
You are the 1% of Asians.
Is this what happens when an Asian unlocks like their final form? I feel like I just quit. I feel like I just witnessed Ultra Instinct IRL, man. That's
Jesus Christ.
And then so it doesn't stop there. Like I quit uni, and then I didn't tell my parents, and then
Well, you know what? I can probably set priority to.
well before going to uni, I wasn't really actually
I'll
going
try
to
it
go to
after
uni,
this.
but then my parents were like, can you go to uni for at least 1 year? And then so I was like, okay, and then I went to uni for 1 year, and then yeah, and wait, so what was it?
Like, did you, when you went into uni, were you like, yeah, I'm not going to stick with this? Or was it like, you just had enough and you're like, fuck it?
Yeah, I went to
Gonna get sniped.
the classes there,
go.
and I was like, oh, like this.
hell nah, hell nah.
Yeah.
I had that idea, but I was like, but I guess I did sign up. Like, I'm not Zuckerberg. I don't have an idea. I can't just quit. Do what?
Yeah, and then so I booked the flights to Japan without telling my parents. And I think around a week before the flights, I told my parents that.
See ya.
Because my parents were so against me going to Japan.
Yeah, of course.
So like a week before, I told my parents, and by then I had already like booked the packaging. What is it, like the people who come to take your package to send it to Japan?
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
the post
yeah.
people. And so yeah.
Also, they just
her-
like showed up and they were like, "What's all this? What's all this?"
So
Thing?
you literally just sort out all the logistics.
Yeah.
And then
Oh my God.
one day before like the package goes, you're like, Mum, I'm leaving.
BT.
See ya.
Yeah.
By the way, Mum, going to Japan.
I have to, when you told them, did like boss music stop playing? You're like, what happened when you told them?
Well, I think my parents weren't expecting me to like act in that way, because
Yeah.
like you know, in school I was that girl that was like, you know, I'd like study a lot and then I'd,
But then she'd be like, psych.
yeah, and then so when I told her, she was kind of like, okay.
It's just like top 10 anime betrayals in real life,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but then like because 18 in Australia is like you're considered like an adult, but 18 in
Okay,
Japan
so-
you're still considered like
A
a
child.
child.
Yeah.
20, right?
Yeah,
20,
20,
yeah,
20
yeah.
is an adult, yeah.
And then so I had booked the flights to Japan, but I hadn't like rented any like house or like anything. And I was like, oh, I could just stay in a hotel until I can like rent a house. But then after going to Japan, I realized that you couldn't book a house, like you couldn't rent a house when you're like 18. So
Yeah.
You can't?
yeah,
No,
you can't.
you need parents' permission.
Yeah.
For it, yeah.
And because my parents were really against me, right? They wouldn't. They'll be
Right.
like, not like.
Yeah.
And so I went through all my contacts and I contacted all my friends, and I was like, is anyone in Japan, like, you know, living in Japan? Can I like live with you, like, you know?
Yeah.
And then there was like one girl that went to the same school, Saturday school, and she.
The Saturday still paying off dividends, man.
That's what the torture was all for. It's all worth it in the end.
I'm jealous.
And then you know, she like luckily she actually had a bunk bed in her room, and the reason why she had a bunk bed
Just
in her
randomly?
room, no, well, because like her parents would be coming over from Australia to Japan like once in a while, so
Right.
she was like, oh, I could just, you know, have like a bunk bed so they could sleep there when they come.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she was like, well, I have a bunk bed, and you know, if you're fine with that, then we can live together. So we lived together for a while, and then I started going to the school there, and that's how it all kind of started.
That's a fucking badass story, man. Holy shit.
Plot or movie. Jesus Christ.
That's literally like the equivalent of like the OG American Dream kind of story where you just like, you pack your bags, you go to like LA or whatever, and you just figure it out, and that's kind of what you do.
It's literally like I'm on a quest to find myself. It's like that level where it's like parents won't hold me back. I got this.
Oh,
That's so cool.
I assume obviously having native Japanese is a big plus. I've heard that in Japan they're really strict with like
something I have to
pronunciation.
open it, maybe?
Voice acting has to be like perfect.
Yeah. I still
yeah.
have problems
We know.
with my accent. Like
really?
sometimes, like because like you know, like even for kanji, there's like so many
So
ways of reading
priority
like, the same
isn't
kanji,
here.
and then like for accents, it's like, you know, it also depends on the
No,
sentence.
it's-
Like
Yeah.
the accent changes, you know, and so like yeah, I'm still like kind of learning my accent,
Right.
but yeah, I'm getting used to it.
I mean, yeah, I feel that like especially I feel like just voice acting agencies like anywhere in any country is like
In
you know,
this
quite high
program.
standards, but I
Yeah.
feel Japan especially has some pretty insane standards.
Well, because it's one of the most sought after jobs in Japan, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
huge competition for it. Yeah.
There is
after
yeah.
YouTuber.
Of course,
Yeah,
Yeah. all the kids in
Only
Japan are like
upper
number one
priority.
YouTuber, number two voice
Yeah,
actor.
Well,
yeah.
you know, you've seen loads of videos about it of like people going into these schools, and it's like a military camp, and
Yeah,
and
they're really
you feel so
strict.
bad because you're like, all these people, most of these people are gonna have their dreams crushed.
Yeah,
'cause
like-
they're not
like-
gonna make it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what is like the kind of daily routine for Jesus Christ, what is like the daily routine for like schools like that? Because like you only hear about voice acting schools in
Right.
Japan, but like you know, obviously I don't think any of us have been to it or know
Right.
anything
Yeah.
about it.
I mean.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
no, no, no.
It depends on the school. Like some schools, you have to go there like 5 times a week. Some school they only have it like once a week. And I went to one that was only like once a week, and the teachers they will be really strict. And in Japanese you call it like taikukaike. It's really like they're really strict.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
like, yeah, so like
the hell?
we do like you know, accent and pronunciation, and we also do like what is it in English, like
No, that's not the one.
Oh, like,
Like,
so that it's like,
like-
you know, to fix like lisps or
Yeah.
like
Oh, okay,
stutters and
okay.
stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
To like
And-
be able to pronounce like all syllables.
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
Program.
I don't know what it's called in English.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Pronunciation.
Yeah,
I don't know,
pronunciation, I
honestly.
guess.
Pronunci-
Enunciation. is-
Enunci-
Oh,
Enunciation.
enunciation.
That's it.
Enunciation.
I don't remember how to
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
People
yeah.
overlook.
to the priority.
But then because the teachers were like really strict, like by like 6 months into starting school, like half of the students would start not coming to school, and
Right.
they'll just kind of like disappear.
Yeah.
Disappear. Right, right.
Are the
Kind of like uni then.
Yeah.
So it's
Why the
like kind
hell's
of a strict
Edge popping
process
up?
for
The
people
hell?
getting into the school. Like you mentioned, you had to audition a bunch.
Default
You had to-
app.
Yeah. This also depends on the school. Like some
Right.
schools are really strict. Some schools
My
they're
web
not
browser's
as strict.
Firefox. I'm so
Because
confused.
like you know you learn everything at school, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know I think they're looking for like people with like nice voices or like you know
Right,
I
right.
don't
right.
know,
Okay.
looking for
People who have like potential.
They ever,
Yeah,
like, they ever,
yeah,
like
yeah.
kick anyone out. They're like, yo, you're terrible. Go home.
like well the auditions like
Kind of like that, I guess.
yeah well it's kind of like it comes through
Right-click
post
to decide
like whether you
president,
passed
choose
or
set
not.
priority.
Uh,
So it's like-
oh.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, they don't want to tell
do,
you
bro.
in person.
yeah. So it's kind of like you go to the audition and they're like okay
That's
thank you
manager.
like you know and you go
Yeah.
home and then like a week
Or-
later
or
That's just
processes.
such typical like passive aggressive
Okay, so
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
You
yeah.
are terrible. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how long would you typically study at the voice acting school for?
I went to the voice acting school for 2 years. Some people only go for like a year as well.
And you don't get
so-
any jobs in that time? It's pure, like,
Yeah.
purely just studying?
Well, for me, it was I got a job when I was at school,
Can set priority
and
test manager.
that was only because I was able to speak English. like,
So
it
it's
was
not,
like-
it's not
Okay.
common. that
It's
you
not
would
really
do-
common,
Change the
yeah.
priority of
Right.
the student.
Yeah.
I guess you have the advantage of being bilingual. Right?
Yeah.
So you get
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
You get those English jobs as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to Connor how like being bilingual in this country or in any Asian country, if you want a job in that country, it's just like so easy. It's like a cheat code almost.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to move here, right? Is
Yeah.
because like in Australia, no one really gives a shit if you can speak Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, it's
That's true. That's
like
so
the
true.
only job you'd probably be
Ooh.
able to get is like teaching
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah,
or like
yeah.
the Saturday
Oh,
school
yeah,
for
yeah.
instance,
Yeah.
right? But it's
Yeah.
like even then, it's like a
Mm.
lot of Japanese teachers
Mm.
in Australia
Mhm.
don't even really speak that good
Yeah,
of Japanese.
yeah.
Yeah.
In an alternative timeline, you were an interpreter for the president of
Or-
Prime
yeah.
Minister.
That's probably the only like,
I
job,
was
yeah.
talking to like the president, the prime minister of Japan, and you just Joe's behind him, like telling him in the ear.
Yeah. That's probably like the only like real high end job you could probably get.
Yeah.
Japanese. But
Mm.
like here, for
Okay,
example, like
hopefully.
every company in every
Yeah.
field is looking for someone to speak
Mm.
English. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just
Mm.
natural progression to just come here.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I want to know is like
Mhm.
the things you learn in voice acting school. Do they specifically teach you how to sound like an anime character? Because like I've noticed, obviously, as it's common sense that you know, anime characters sound very different from how people usually speak.
Right, yeah.
So what goes into like learning how to speak like that?
This also depends on like which
That's
kind
your
of teacher
property.
you have, but some teachers are based like on like acting, so they're more like instead of like, you know, sounding like
Pretty.
an anime character, like
Yeah.
they want you to focus on your acting skills. But some like teachers actually do like tell you like you need to be more like over the top.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
say this
Yeah.
line, you know, because like
I don't
anime
know, man.
characters, they're like
Yeah,
Whatever.
over the top.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like yeah. So yeah.
Wasting time.
Okay, so you've been in school for 2 years.
Mhm.
How does it then transition into being like you're a professional now? Start working. Like, what is that? Is it like a set end date at the school, or is it like they're like you're ready now, kid? Go on, start acting. Start acting, kid.
For my school, there was like a set date that you finish school, and before you finish school, you have like auditions to get into the
That's
agency.
very Japanese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I feel like in the West, they're just like, all right, you're done. Fuck off. Good luck. Make it work, kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be like, you know, staff there, like looking at you, and
Yeah.
usually you'll be handed like a script like 15 minutes before you actually act in front of the
Oh
Right.
Jesus.
yeah, the
hard.
people.
Hell
And
yeah.
so
What,
yeah.
what is the point of that? Because it's like that doesn't happen on a regular job,
No,
right? Like you
no.
don't show up to the studio not knowing what anime you're gonna be in and being like, "Here's the script. You're recording in 10 minutes."
It's really common, at least in English, that you wouldn't see the script until you're actually recording it there.
Yeah, but in Japan,
Yeah,
it's
it's not
like
in Japan,
way,
yeah,
way
right.
before.
I mean,
right?
like for like narration or like sometimes there's like times when they give it to you on that day.
Yeah.
But like in regards to like anime and games, it's more like you get like several days in
Yeah, because
advance.
the pre-planning stage for anime and games
Yeah.
is insanely long.
I think because there's sometimes in English they're still changing the lines while you're getting
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
muted
yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah.
code. So they might change that. Or like maybe they'll change it while you're doing the lines.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done
Yeah.
that before. You guys are like, I don't want these. I want to
Yeah, because when I did the stuff for Pop Team Epic, they
Yeah.
gave me the script like 4 weeks before I actually went in.
No NDA either, right?
Huh?
No NDA either.
No NDA. they gave me. I talked about this on the podcast, but they literally gave me a CD of the episode.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
get
they did that for you?
Yeah.
Like, is that just like a common thing?
Yeah, it's like a like anime recordings, right?
Yeah.
You get like a CD beforehand, and you check that at home, and then you see how long your like
And then you
line
kind of
is
like
and-
check out the timing of
Yeah.
like when to
You
start.
don't have to like
Yeah.
sign anything saying I won't share this document.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, the trust system here, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This video is sponsored by Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll just kicked off a new slate of anime for the summer season. Not only will the service host continuing classics like Boruto, My Hero Academia, and One Piece, but this season is stacked with the return of popular series like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S, Tokyo Revengers, To Your Eternity, and that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
And don't forget, you can binge watch all the episodes of The Incredible Odd Taxi right now. I've already talked about it many times, but if you're looking for another show, I highly recommend the second season of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Season 2 is popping off, and you need to watch it right now.
Way to plug your own video.
But guys, shut up. Did you know there's new titles airing this season?
No way.
You won't believe it. Some of the top picks include Peach Boy Riverside now
What?
airing. The Great Jahi will not be defeated.
I love that
More
one.
I got
And
the
Fina,
orange blue.
Pirate Princess. And the new trailer just
favorite
dropped.
skin.
You can watch all these titles for free or try a 14-day free trial of premium membership to skip all the ads and access simulcasting with Japan. Just follow the link in the description to start watching Crunchyroll now.
And the guest that we have on today voices in some of the titles that you can find on Crunchyroll.
Just follow the link in the description below to start watching on Crunchyroll. That's the episode.
So how did you feel getting your first role? How was that feeling when you were just like, man, I'm actually like achieving my dream right now?
Well, we had an audition to get that role, and I knew that it was like an English-speaking character, and
Right.
like the audition was like you had to speak in English,
Right.
like just anything in English,
Right.
and so yeah, there was like other people that were like auditioning as well, and I was like, I'm the one that's like that can talk English.
Excuse me, are you Eigo Jozu? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, so I was like, well, if I don't get this role, I'm gonna like maybe this is not like for me.
You're at like a clear.
But then,
You just turned up and you're like, oh,
but then, yeah, like when I heard that I got the role, I was like super happy because
Yes.
obviously not many people
Got
who
it.
are still in school get a job.
But the-
You
Yeah,
know, and you know, a lot of people, even after they
change
like
the-
graduate, they
Oh,
don't
I can't
get
change the goddamn
jobs,
skin. I
right?
forgot.
So I
So
was
just like normal university.
yeah. And so like I was super happy because I like because my first job was Kankore, like content collection Kankore,
Right.
and that was like a huge game as well. So yeah, I was just like my first job is Kankore, like like oh my god, like really, like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, did your like parents find out about it too? Like, did you tell them or?
Like, I told them, but they're not really like into anime and stuff, so they're like, oh really? That's nice.
my parents are like that.
They're like, enjoy it while it
yeah,
lasts.
yeah.
Wait, so how do your parents feel about what you do now then?
Now they're like more accepting and they're kind of like
Yeah, because they're starting to see like
yeah.
results.
yeah,
When you
yeah.
get a stable income, parents are always like, all right. This isn't too bad.
Yeah, that's literally what it was like for my parents as well. Because they were like, when I was still doing it at home during uni, the whole YouTube thing, they were like, have fun with that while it lasts. You know, it's like that's a good paying hobby
Yeah.
you got there. And then when my dad was like, you make more than I do per month. that's when he was finally like, oh wow. It's like, cool, thanks, Dad.
Like, do your parents know kind of what you do now? Do they understand at least what you do?
Yeah, like my sister,
Yeah.
she kind of shows like what I do to my parents.
Right.
So like yeah, they kind of now know what I
That's
do
good.
and stuff
That's
like
good.
that.
Do they do that thing where
There you
like,
go.
wait, this is you?
Yeah.
My parents like they don't believe it. They're like,
Yeah.
you don't sound like that. You've never heard that voice before.
Yeah. Like I remember when I first like tried to explain what my job to my parents. I'm like, what are you? How would you make money off this? I don't understand this YouTube thing. And then like cut to like 3 years later, my dad like phones me up and being like, I was checking your social blade and your latest video seems to be underperforming there. Like what's going on with that? Are you what's going on? I'm just like,
It's a transition from not knowing anything and not caring to know anything to suddenly being like an analyst, right?
yeah. I'm like, you gained 100 less subscribers than on average for this day. What's going on? Are you paying enough
See,
attention?
That's like still cute though,
Oh,
because like my parents are
snap.
definitely not that.
Oh,
Like I think my
really?
parents
My
are kind of, they
rotating
went
feed is
from
still
not
from
knowing or caring to kind of being like
Twitch. What the
caring,
fuck?
but still not really
Yeah,
knowing.
let's turn that
Yeah,
off.
like
Right.
I think when I asked my dad like what he thinks about live, he was just
what
like,
the-
oh, you know, I don't support it. I just let you do it.
I mean,
I'm
for
s-
like YouTubers, I guess it's really hard to explain to your parents like what kind of job it is.
True, yeah.
I guess for a voice actor, you can just say I'm an actor.
you can just show them a clip and be like, that me, that me, I did that. That me, I did
Sometimes
that.
I wish I just reviewed food so I could explain it easy.
Oh.
I could be like, yeah, I just eat. That's it. But I'm like, wow, I don't really
I literally have to. My grandma to this day still thinks I'm a comedian. That's the only way I can explain it to my grandma. It's like, yeah, your grandson is a comedian. That's just not on TV. It's just like, oh, wow, okay, very good, sweet.
I gotta ask, going back to like the Saturday school thing and the school community, I gotta ask, did all your parents know each other as well? Is that an Asian thing or?
I mean, I think a lot of the parents did know each other,
Yeah.
but I think that was only really like if you kind of grew up with that kid
Yeah.
Right.
really, really young.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like we had a lot of like childhood friends
Yeah.
that I would grow up with that eventually, you know, would like do the same sports activities or do the same, or, you know, or go to the same Saturday school, or
Yeah.
just go to the same primary or
Yeah.
high school, or whatever. But like, I didn't really know her sister or shoot all that much
Yeah.
to the point where our
Yeah.
parents knew each other. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had mutual like parent friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it ever got to that level.
Yeah, because I just asked because I obviously didn't go to Sunday school, but this is how.
Saturday school.
Sorry,
first of all.
Saturday school. I'm sorry.
don't pray.
We don't pray.
It's the week. It's weekend school. I'm just gonna call it weekend
Ladies
school.
and
Okay.
gentlemen, the weekend.
Yeah, let me tell you how socializing worked in like the Thai community when I was growing up. Because we didn't have weekend school.
Right.
So like every
Weekend
Thai parent would for some reason know each other within like a fucking 50-mile radius,
Yeah.
and they'd
Wow.
hang out and they were like, your kid, you're like within the same age, socialize and now make friends.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that was basically how I knew all the kids in like my area.
Yeah.
And is it the same in Japan as well, where you refer to each other as like kind of like brother or sister or like cousins?
I
or
feel
like
that's very much a Southeast Asian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was really confusing explaining this to Sydney because I would introduce Sydney to like a family friend,
Yeah.
but I would introduce them as a cousin.
Yeah.
And I would introduce my actual cousins as cousins. So Southeast Asian like family trees are just a fucking mess because we call everyone brother, sister, or cousins.
Everyone's related.
Everyone's family. Okay.
Any of these discussions, this is not me.
Wait, so like when you like refer to your cousins, right?
Yeah.
Do you say like the cousin that's not in that's not
blood
like
related
yeah.
No, there's no distinction. We just call them cousin. And
Oh,
then I have to,
really?
and then Sydney's just like, so whenever I introduce a new cousin, so she's just like, is this a cousin, or just a cousin? I'm just like, it's a real cousin, but they're all real cousins.
It's like the white people equivalent of calling everyone your uncle or aunt. Right?
I guess so,
Friends,
yeah.
right? They're like, oh, this is your uncle. And I found out they weren't my uncle. And I was like, what? Why did you lie?
I mean, yeah, like my Australian side definitely had that where like my dad's friends would be my uncles or like, you know, but I don't think Japanese don't really do that.
Oh, I don't think
that.
so. Yeah.
I feel because like in Japan especially, like the concept of family is very much like in a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
where it's like, you really have to be like part of the family in order to be considered a family member.
Yeah.
It's not like an Italian like, hey brother, like, it's not anything like that, right? Or like the whole cousin thing.
Yeah.
Because like,
I just can't get over it. I mean, I think you just held up a sign that just said incest.
Man, what are you doing?
Why are you holding up a sign that says incest?
oh, is that where Gaunt's obsession for?
For fuck's sake.
Anyway, no, but like, no.
I was really taken off guard by that. Who just holds up a sign that says incest? What? Guys, it's the incest cube. What is that? What is
Nathan, we got a guest on today.
Jesus.
Sorry about this show.
The show is definitely
totally
a
fine.
great show.
You're tainting an innocent mind over here. No, but I don't think the Japanese side really had that. Like it was
don't
like
think so,
it was
yeah.
like it's a childhood friend, and that's like the extent. It
Yeah.
goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Maybe in Chrome. Maybe in Chrome it's better. Also, disable preview. There you go. Oh, what? No,
it's a ch-
it's not what I wanted.
This isn't like.
There you go.
like yeah, definitely like you
So
know,
that-
it's not like we couldn't make friends later on in life, but I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like a lot of the friends you did make is one of those like concepts of like, you know, it's the type of friends like my childhood friends'
Yeah.
parents. Did you also go to that fucking swimming school in Sydney?
Like years, and they were like, "Hey, can I stay at your place for?"
So like naturally you know
I guess that was it.
no,
Okay.
no, but like really like that whole like Osana Najimi trope in
Yeah.
anime I feel is very it's like rooted in reality in a lot of
Yeah,
ways
yeah.
because you know a lot of my Japanese friends to this day from Australia are guys and girls I've known since I was you know like less than 1
Yeah.
year old, right? Like,
Let's see if
or
Chrome
like,
does
um,
better.
Less than 1 year.
no, like dead
It's
off like
true.
Are you
That's
serious?
Yeah.
because like at least with my mom
Oh,
how I
what?
got
It's
to know a lot of them was
perfect.
that because again like the
No
Japanese
lagging.
community was so small.
Right.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The mums
Oh,
would
there's
go
the
to like
lagging.
these like mum friend groups where
Yeah.
like
Damn it.
mums that had kids of similar ages
Right.
would come together, and so like naturally
What if
you
I
know,
run
at like
it
the
Yeah.
age of like
as
6 months to
administrator?
anywhere
Pops
like,
out the vagina. It's like, son, let me introduce you to your best friend. Goes to like the
Take down his barriers. The dark ether entities from your artifacts will help.
Okay,
They
okay.
hate cortifex too.
And as administrator. Try that.
Beyond those portals are
This isn't like in the anime.
I shall try this.
them at once.
next.
What is it? Why are you saying these all these
Damn it.
descriptive
no,
words?
legit,
today?
it pretty much is like that. Like,
Sorry.
You could have said pops out. You didn't have to. What's going on today?
Don't.
like dead ass, like pop out the bag before I see my own father. It's like he's your best friend. You know? It's like that. But like my oldest friend, my oldest childhood friend to this day, who's also half Japanese, half Australian, who
Right.
lives here now, I met before I could even walk. So like it's crazy to
Yeah.
think that I'm 26 now and I've dead ass known him for 26 years of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
literally
just-
say when you say I've known him my entire life,
Yeah,
you've really
I've
fucking
literally
mean it.
known him my entire life. There is 6 months of my life that I didn't know him.
So you feel quite strongly then towards someone even if you don't speak to them, even if just because you grew up with them?
I feel it's like one of those like concepts of like, you know, it's the type of friends where you're like, I don't have to text you every day to know
Yeah.
that I'm your friend, right?
Yeah,
Because to me it's more like, oh, cool, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those friends where you're like, you know, you don't text for a year or something,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
can casually still be like, so we're gonna dinner?
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
friends, right?
I think if my friend messaged me and was like, and I haven't spoken to them in like years, and they were like, hey, can I stay at your place for X amount of time? If it's like one day, I'm like, I guess. But if I haven't really spoken to them, I'm like, what if they're crazy? You know? What if they've gone through things, you know? Like, what if they just don't leave? You know?
I feel that
They're
Slowly
crazy.
drains your demonic partner's energy.
like you would know about that in some
Yeah, that's- yeah.
way, right? Especially because like for us,
Yeah.
the parents will
Yeah, this is worse on Chrome. What the
also
hell?
involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So it's
yeah.
like I know my friends, like my childhood friends'
God.
parents, just as well as you know I know
Yeah,
their
fix
friends,
this.
right? because it's kind of like, I guess that's the only like whole auntie and uncle or like cousin aspect to it. Where it's like your childhood parents, your childhood friends' parents are kind of like your uncle or your aunt in a lot of aspects. Was that the same for you as well?
That was the same for me. Yeah. It's like
Can't relate.
Yeah, it's weird. Now that I think about it and talk about it, it's a really weird concept.
it is. Yeah.
I'm envious that you can have just friends for free.
Yeah.
For free.
It's almost
No work put in. Just born. Just talk
no
a bit.
payroll.
it's almost like an arranged friendship, you know? Like your parents both agree, yes, our children can be friends, right?
Honestly, it is pretty much like that.
The only thing I get from my childhood friends are just fucking Farmville invites on Facebook. They're just driving up the wall. I'm like, fuck off, stop.
Well, because like a lot of, and I feel as well like how strong of a bond you form with your childhood friend depends on how close you are, or like the same types of activities that you did growing up, or like, did you also go to that fucking swimming school in Sydney?
I was about to, but
the one in Kalani.
So she knows. What are you guys just going through your childhood?
I was about to, but my parents were like, "Oh, it's too far away," and so we didn't go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So because there was this one like swimming school that like all the Asians would go to.
Yeah.
And that's also how like I kind of rekindled with a lot of like my childhood friends that I met when I was a baby. Because like it was like, oh, the parent that I met during this like mum circle also takes their kid to the swimming school. And I've been thinking to take my son or daughter to the swimming school, so I'll just go to the same one that I know all the parents at. So that's like, so again, like I feel like that community is so bonded tightly that like it'd be like, oh, if that parent is doing this thing, I'll send my kids there.
Yeah.
You could say your family.
Vin Diesel meme.
Q Fast and Furious
Q Vin Diesel meme. Which might be dead by the time this comes out.
By the time this comes out, it'll probably be like very outdated.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious. So you mentioned that you were very passionate about it from a young age. But obviously, when you're not in school before that, there's only so many ways you can, I guess, practice or get experience. So what did you do before that to kind of get practice? Because I was just doing it from my bedroom.
Same.
With like a shitty microphone.
Same.
Really?
I was like, yeah. So like, I bought like a really that shitty microphone.
Yeah, me too.
And then, at home I'll be recording my own voice and like hearing it again and then recording it again. And, because like now, like voice acting, you have to be able to like sing well as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
What?
Like, you have to.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, like you have to like dance as well, right? So like.
Voice actresses, especially.
Yeah.
Voice actors and actresses at this day and age are basically idols.
Wow, it's like totally different in the West.
Yeah.
Multi-monitor
like, you have to like,
general, so
like you're in magazines. Like you have to look good, like
for the latest stuff to make sure you
visually.
Well, I guess that's what, like again, it's so the competition.
You know, everything was working fine before.
They're always on TV, right?
Yeah.
Get that.
And so like in Australia they don't have much karaoke's.
No.
Like and so
there was one really like crappy karaoke, but it was the closest thing we got to like the Japanese style because like karaoke in Australia is a lot like in America where it's like all
that. Oh wait, gotta run as admin. Let's see properties. Security details, compatibility, shortcut general. Okay, let's check it out now. All right.
This isn't like in the anime at all.
it's like all open mic.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's always been weird to me.
No,
that's
like,
not karaoke. That's public
that.
embarrassment.
I love that. It's
I
great.
hate it.
Yeah,
I
I don't
hate
like
it.
too.
I
That's
hate
my
it.
night when someone just god awful starts because I'm like, that guy's great. That guy went up there knowing he'd butcher the song, but he didn't.
No, but like, what if the opposite happens, right? What if like the person before you sings like fucking amazingly, and then you're like, oh shit, I have to go up and do sexy back now.
That's fine. Let me go. I'll do it.
Like, if I'm gonna embarrass myself, at least I could just embarrass myself in front of my friends.
Yeah,
right.
That's
the way I think about it. That's why like the concept of going to karaoke sober is just non-existent in Western countries, right? Because you're not gonna go out up and sing on stage in front of strangers if you're not intoxicated, unless you're just an amazing singer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So what? So you had to learn how to sing as well, or you already sang?
Well, I practiced singing from my bedroom.
Yeah.
And that was really
as everyone does.
yeah, but that was really embarrassing because my parents were against me doing voice acting, right?
Yeah.
So
Stop singing!
they'll be kind of like, oh yeah, you can go sing in your room, but obviously because it's not like soundproof or anything, it's like my really bad singing is like like resonating throughout the whole like house. So like,
so you're practicing dancing as well when you were like a teenager?
no, like I didn't really practice dancing because I was more into like singing and acting.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah,
Not much for dancing myself.
it's really hard.
Yeah, so with the voice acting school, did they teach you any of these other aspects of being a voice actress, or was it just purely the voice part?
The school that I went to was like just purely voice acting, but I know like some schools teach you singing and dancing as well. Like, especially like, you know how like I said that there was like schools where you have to go like 5 times a week. Yeah, those.
5 times a week, like 8 hours a day, or like.
I'm not really sure, but
I assume not. Like you have to live somewhere.
I think when I watched a video of it, it sounded like they just go in the evening after their job. Like a lot of people do that in Japan. I think that's normal.
That sounds about right.
yeah, there's like a lot of different like. It always depends on the school,
true.
like, you know. But yeah, so some schools teach.
So what type of voice acting were you doing compared to when you were like 15, 16?
Well, I was kind of like copying characters. You know, like.
I feel it always starts with like impersonation.
Yeah.
Fan dubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Who did you impersonate?
I impersonated a lot. Wait, let me just think.
Who did you impersonate? Other than the obvious ones.
League of Legend characters.
Yeah.
Do you know how I know that? Because that's what he sent in for my audition reel.
There you go.
A League of Legends characters audition
that
reel.
good. I got the job. I did. No, I don't know. I just copied everything. And I would do weird stuff for people who wanted, because someone has to voice act in these terrible stuff online.
Yeah.
Like Sims Project and stuff. People just make Sims animations.
Oh, Sims.
With Sims, and I would you'd have to do the voice, and I hated it. But I was like, well, I want to voice act, but I don't like the project. But
$50 is $50, right?
Yeah.
No, are you get paid? Are you kidding me? No one got paid. I was using a headset microphone. It sounded like. It's terrible, but you love doing it, so you just keep doing it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Until you can buy a good microphone, and even then you're like, Google, how do I remove static? Loud static. How to remove?
The audacity noise cancelling function.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, because like back when I was like newly into the anime community, there was a big like online voice acting community when I was first got into the anime community. Was that still a thing when you were trying to be a voice actress?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
So does Japan not have like an online scene for voice acting where they just voice act in stuff online?
I think some people do like voice act online, and some people actually like voice act on Nico Nico.
Yeah.
And but I didn't really participate in that because I was kind of like, well, when I was in Australia, my Japanese wasn't as fluent.
Right.
Like it was really it sounded like an Australian was talking.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. And so I was like, ooh, like, I don't have much confidence. So I kind of practiced more from home.
Okay.
I was copying Hanekawa from Bakemonogatari.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and like, all this kind of characters.
Yeah,
I was practicing animals too, like.
Animals?
So you tried to get the animal roles as well.
I mean,
I just imagine practicing animals, you're shouting at a dog.
Yeah, like, because on the internet, they're like, it's important as, like, a Japanese voice actor to be able to, voice
Do you have to audition for animal roles?
For me, it was kind of like I already had it in my voice reel, and so
No, you're the go-to.
and so yeah, they picked me from there. But
Wait, like what kind of animals? Like just dogs, cats?
like dogs, cats, yeah.
I guess that's the
Cool.
majority, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm so curious. What was your process in like practicing for that?
I'll just like endlessly watch animals on YouTube, and then I'll kind of like copy the animal. Yeah, and that was.
There's
what
people
I
who have
did.
demo reels for like monster creature demo reels.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Just like
yeah.
monster noises
Yeah.
and like weird
Increase-
sounds that
oh,
human bodies
lynch.
shouldn't make.
I guess
But they
someone's
can.
gonna voice them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's quite a big demand for that. Like, there's always
When damaged
shit that
by
needs
cold
growling.
Can you do some animal
Yeah,
voices
yeah.
right now?
Right.
Like,
A dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very loud.
Oh, sorry.
No, I shouldn't expect it. It was great.
It was great,
I
it was
just like,
great.
Oh my god.
I can do a cat as well.
Okay, do it. That's a cat.
that's pretty fucking.
That's
good.
really good. That's really good.
Okay.
Well, if we want, I mean, if we said it was shit,
Yeah.
nah, it doesn't sound like a cat. Oh, yeah, why the
We'll just send you a passive aggressive letter later. Just being like, it wasn't very good.
I wonder, you'll receive a letter in your face.
I wonder if there's like any viewers watching right now who has a cat in the background who just like,
Yeah, right.
who's throwing hands? Who's throwing hands?
The dog is just losing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
This video is sponsored by Manscaped.
The sun's out, bums are out, and hopefully your pubes are not out. Also, flip-flop season is upon us, and you're out here with those post-pandemic toenails? Don't worry. Our friends at Manscaped have you covered. They just launched their 4th generation performance package and their Shears TM 2.0 nail grooming kit. Join the Manscaped movement by going to manscaped.com/trashtaste for 20% off plus free shipping.
I was this close, gentlemen, to making my balls no more, but that could have been avoided if I had Manscaped that one time when I was younger. But thank God I can buy it now.
The Performance Package 4.0 includes the new Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer will change the way you approach your grooming routine.
Texas, don't worry. If that power goes out again, you can still use the Lawnmower 4.0 because it's powered by batteries and has its own LED.
One of the most important aspects is that this trimmer is waterproof, so you can trim in the shower with ease. I'm going to say that again.
Pause is so dramatic. So get 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com/trashtaste. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com/trashtaste. Tame the summer swamp in your pants with Manscaped TM.
Back to the episode.
Your balls will thank you.
So I'm assuming it's going to be different, but what is the process like in
I got
voice
the
acting in
katana,
Japan
let's
for
go.
auditioning?
For auditions, well, the auditions come to your agency, and then the agency will pick someone that's suitable for the role, and they'll be like, there's like 2
this
stages.
is
There's like
slow.
tape audition, and there's a studio audition. And tape audition is where you just send your voice into the people who make the anime, and stage audition is when
Sounds
you actually go in front of all the directors
Weird.
and like the people who make the anime.
Wait,
If
what?
that makes
Okay.
sense, yeah.
So how many people will be there normally?
It depends on like the anime,
frickin'
but
donkey dick.
I don't know. Like sometimes there's like only like 25, 20, like 5, 10, 20.
Only 20?
yeah.
What?
Sometimes there's like more. There's like
Wait,
And-
this is the staff, right?
yeah.
20 staff members.
Oh no. Oh, you mean staff
sorry,
members?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I was gonna say, I was like,
Staff members. It depends, but
it's like the
sometimes it's
Foley
like.
artist is standing there. She's got a good voice.
It's not going to match the rest.
But sometimes, like, there's like usually there's around 5 people, but sometimes there could be like 10 or like maybe even more.
Wow. Like judging and like.
Judging, yeah.
Wow. And then usually there's about.
No way, ran out of ammo.
Is that
Yeah.
for one character or?
Yeah, sometimes for one character. Like sometimes the anime like
Oh my
people
God.
they'll take like a whole day auditioning like several characters, and like this was like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they'll be like there'll always be like people waiting in
what?
the
Oh, he's on
waiting
top.
room, and then
Oh god, you're all like, oh yeah, you go for the part.
yeah. And
Before you walk in, just
and it's like because they're holding the scripts, right? And they're kind of like practicing it in their mind.
Is there like big tension in the room?
yeah, there is.
Oh.
It's like super quiet.
oh, that's so nerve-wracking.
And you see someone holding the same script as you are, and you're like,
You know, because there's like people in movies like I'm gonna like people who turn out really cocky.
Yeah.
So, anyone ever like that? Who's like, I've got this. Go on.
boy.
No, because like even like the really like famous voice actors, they audition to get like the same like the roles as well.
You might turn up and there might be like a AAA, like
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
but the good thing about this job is that it's not always
Guaranteed.
them that get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
job, right? It's
Right.
like the person who suits the voice, like the character best.
No way.
So yeah, it is really nerve-wracking though when they're like in front of you and they're like practicing
Wow.
their script and you're like,
Oh wait, so you've been in a situation where you were in like auditioning
Yeah.
for the same role as massive like voice
yeah.
actor.
and it's like, and it's like it's so nerve-wracking just to like act in front of like all the staff members making the anime, and then there's like this huge like someone you've known like since like ages ago, and someone
Probably a fan of.
yeah, like who's like you've had like posters of him
knew
on
it.
your room or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like really nerve-wracking and
Wow, that's like so different from how they do it in like the English anime
Oh, really?
because when they're dubbed, they have to be dubbed like pretty fast.
Right.
So they can't like they never hold open auditions. Like, it's been a very very long time. I think they'll be like, hey,
What?
we know that you're good at what
Bro.
you do. Try
Yeah.
for this character, and you should record an audio clip and send it in, and that's it. There's no like another one. Sometimes there is, but it really depends on the thing. But it's really fast. And that's why there's normally like less actors, I guess, compared to Japan. Because it's normally you have to be kind of established to get a chance. It's kind of
Right.
difficult.
How many auditions do you have to go through, or like for different series before you normally land like a single role?
Well, in the industry they say like auditions like it's like
What?
it's like
Where
normal
oh
to,
my
like,
god.
not pass
Dude, I
the
hate
auditions.
these
So, like, they
stupid
say like if
barrels.
you
They're
like
so
take
hard
50
to see.
auditions, if you get into one, then that's like you're still on the good side. Like
Yeah,
you're still on the
I've
lucky
heard
side.
like
You know.
40 to 1.
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I suppose if you're like competing against 20 other voice actresses.
That's, some people just spend all day from their
What?
voices.com sending in like
Yo, I got here
hundreds.
late. How did I get the
Drives me
most?
insane.
And
my
yeah, it's
God.
really like cause like when you get the audition, you want to know more about the character and
Yeah.
You want to know more about the
Yo,
the
this
manga or, like,
update
whatever it's based
fucked
on.
up
So, like
my
you
shit.
read all these manga.
I can't play and watch
understand
anything
the
anymore.
character and stuff like that.
It's so
And
stupid.
so yeah, it's like when you don't pass, it's like I didn't like. Pass,
Yes,
but, like,
sometimes I try not to get too invested.
Yeah.
Because I feel that if I read the manga, I feel like,
Oh my
I know
God.
this character. I can do it. Why didn't I get it? And then you got to go to the next one. It's like, it must be quite difficult. To,
Yeah.
How do you kind of keep that detachment level there?
Well,
That's
at
so
first
stupid.
I was like, I felt really like down when I didn't
Yeah.
pass
Of
Emma
course,
Chin.
of course.
Yeah, but then now it's kind of like you need to take like you just.
That's stupid. Mm. Like sort of codec, the GPU is busy rendering. Better if you're gaming. I don't know, man. Alright, whatever.
Just keep like dropping, like
It's
not
like
passing.
understandable having a
Yeah.
You just gotta like you grow thick skin, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
And just like it's nothing personal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nothing personal, kid.
So you mentioned obviously that's
Wait, what? Did I not level
normal
up
process
the
right
whole
now because of
time?
COVID? How is it different now because of COVID?
They used to, how I said that they used to like call in people for
Right,
studio
right,
yeah.
auditions. Now it's more like, you have the tape auditions and you get chosen from there, or they choose someone. They're like they don't have auditions at all, and it's kind of like
I'm gonna go get a
they already
water.
choose- someone to.
Oh, it's like we
Voice.
want you to voice this character.
Yeah,
Will
yeah.
you take it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, would you have to send in the tape still?
It depends on the
Oh, so they're just scouting.
Yeah, sometimes they just scout you, sometimes you have auditions, and when they do have studio auditions, it's more like you're brought in one by one.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So there's no like there's no standoff
yeah, there's
anymore.
no this thing. yeah.
I feel that's better for like mental health of voice
Yeah,
actors.
yeah.
right?
Probably.
Just being like,
Probably.
But that normally doesn't give a lot of chance for, I guess, new talent to
That's
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
get seen, because I mean, that's how they get seen, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
if you have to be established or scouted, it's quite difficult to get seen.
yeah, like how does that work for like the English side of things? Because like it sounds fucking impossible for like new talents to get noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, you have normally if we recommend, like someone will be like,
It's just who you know kind of thing.
I mean, it's sad, but yeah, kind of. I mean, there is ways, but normally it is through recommendations, and someone will be like, hey, I need this kind of voice. Does anyone
Right.
know someone who can do this? So I got recommended for stuff just because they're
Holy
like really
crap.
British. And because obviously since COVID, a lot of anime dubs now, the ones that are airing like weeks after,
Right.
are done all online. from
Oh,
people's
wow,
homes. Yeah,
really?
yeah. There's quite a few
Wow.
actually have been done just from home studios.
Oh, what?
So they just
it's
record
working
at-
better now.
Oh,
Let's
at
go.
home.
Wow, wow.
But you have to have like
Streaming quality
good
settings.
internet connection, and you have to
Yeah.
have a soundproofed room.
Right.
Which I think when COVID hit, a lot of the bigger and more established voice actors just you can order those like they have them in Japan as well. The home office booths.
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those
like the
things.
small,
Like the
like,
sound.
It's
like,
like it's like
Yeah.
a tiny. It's horrible to because you get so hot and you can't have the AC on.
Yeah,
obviously. So you're in this
yeah.
tiny room, you're like sweating on a call, and sometimes if you're screaming, it's like terrible.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of it now, especially now, it's quite bad for like discoverability. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
But you can audition from stuff still. But again, to get the auditions, you have to be recommended.
yeah, it's about who you know, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's tough.
Wow.
so in Japan, to even be considered for an audition, do you have to have formal training, or they won't allow you?
No, not necessarily. It's like most of the time you have to be in an agency.
Yeah.
So like just like to get into the agency, they like obviously they look at people who have like good acting skills, right? So
Yeah.
people in an agency would like have the basic acting skills.
Yeah,
From
the agent won't sign you. I guess we can get you work.
yeah. And then so like the manager picks like who they wanna
Because the manager picks like who they want to put forward for the auditions.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
be like, hey, we need these voices. Oh, okay, I think these guys are good. Take them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what's the daily life of like a Japanese voice actress? And like, do you do more roles than auditions, or like, how's the balance go?
It's like you do auditions too, but like once you start getting the hang of your job, it's kind of like you have like recordings for like games and other stuff that you did from like a while ago, so
Yeah.
just like
Okay.
continuous recordings and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's like you do
So-
auditions, but at the same time you have like continuous
Yeah.
recordings.
So once you establish yourself, it's a lot easier because
Yeah.
you got a lot more stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
How is it like? Because I've done the whole. It's called afureko in Japanese,
Yeah.
but like the recording session. I guess there's like one massive difference between the West and Japan is that in the West it's one at a time. In a
Yeah.
group,
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas in Japan it's all together, all at once, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
like
like
you've probably done it next
my
to some
God.
pretty notable people.
Yeah, it's pretty
how's that?
crazy. Like, well, it's really nerve-wracking because, like, like now they record it a little bit differently, but before they used to have like 30 people, well, 20 to 30 people in like a room in a studio, and you'll be kind of recording the anime at the same time. And so there'll usually be like 4 microphones, and all the actors will be like using that microphone like between each other.
Yeah.
And so obviously, if like someone who's bigger than you, like your senpai, is using like a mic, you can't like barge in and like use that mic. So
Might.
Let me show you the old time.
So like you have to like look out for your senpais as well,
Yeah.
and you have to like act properly as well,
Yeah.
and
That sounds so stressful. Oh my
yeah.
God. I just want to work. I don't.
Yeah.
But it's so cool when like a bunch of like super established voice actors are doing it, because like I think this is like really famous YouTube video of like all the main voice actors for One Piece
Yeah.
doing a scene where all of the Straw Hat crew is like talking in the scene, and they're just so fluidly like switching between microphones when like roles come up and stuff. Because like what I did as well is that like just because you're not on the microphone, it doesn't mean you're not acting. Because a lot of the times, people who aren't on the microphone are used for like crowd noises or like just passing by and stuff like that. And it's like so you're constantly just like being recorded.
It's good to have that energy, right, as well, when you're trying to act, to have like someone kind of providing the feel of the scene to you, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why Konosuba especially works really well, because you hear the original like Japanese dub of it, and it kind of like you can tell that the actresses and actors are just bouncing off each other really naturally, and it's like hard to tell. It's actually some points where it's hard to tell if it's actually scripted or just like completely improvised sometimes.
They used to do a lot more with the image productions, but you know, scheduling is a nightmare.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And for stuff like, you know, like a Disney movie, if you have like all these AAA actors, it's like impossible to get them all in the same room at the same time. But some movies and some shows still do it. But it used to be a lot more common, but now it's not really.
Yeah, because I've seen like footage of like Toy Story and stuff like that. Like all the actors for Toy Story were all in the same room, like kind of in a semicircle, and they all just had like a mic and like a stand for their script. And stuff. They would just all do it all at once.
It's normally the more expensive the production, the more you can do that.
Makes
sense.
If you have more money, you can tell, hey, come in. Oh, you know, for movies, they'll always do a table read, right? The actors will come in, they'll just practice it together, even if they're not recording together.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
The scary thing is because, like, you know, once the anime recording starts, it's like you have to like stay silent, even when it's not like your turn to speak. So even when you're reading the script and you know it's not your turn and you want to like turn the page over, you have to be really careful not to make any sound. And like and like when you walk up to the microphone, you can't make any sound. So like even with your clothing, it has to be something that doesn't make sound. So like you know, you can't be wearing like leather jackets and like you know like that.
Because your man's just like
hello. They used to have like a box just full of like really old T-shirts at one of the studios I worked at, and they were just like, if you wore anything that wasn't a T-shirt, they were like, put the T-shirt on.
Wow.
That doesn't sound sanitary.
Well, it was, you know,
Just wearing someone's sweaty T-shirt, right?
They washed them, but it was just like they were like, don't bring anything that isn't a T-shirt because it makes too much noise.
Yeah.
And like, don't have keys in your pocket or anything like that. Like, just empty your pockets. Because
I hate to be that guy who just like, shit, I need
Solo
to
zombies.
And I feel that like the pressure is even greater because it's like if you fuck up a line, for instance, then all the actors are there to kind of like. You know.
So what happens if someone flubs their line when that happens?
Because we're recording like you know like I think we record like each 15 minutes of an anime. If that makes sense. So like if you like mess up your line, you just stay silent and just back away. And then,
have you ever done that?
Yeah. So like it's like
I could see like the PTSD in her face as she was like telling the story. I was like, oh, she's experienced this.
And it's like if you mess up, you can't say like oops or anything like that. You just have to like stay silent so the person after you can say their lines. And so like once
so they can just like cut your part, right?
And then they can
that makes sense.
take it again after the whole 15 minutes is like recorded, right? And it's really hard because when you first start voice acting, right, the director tells you like, you know, we want that line said more like this way or like, you know, in a different way to what you did. If you're not
oh my god, the loudness.
say it like
Special Those artifacts want to be with dark ether.
so like you're taking their time and you know the director's like we want it more like this way and you're like okay I'll try my best. And so yeah, it's really
That's so
like,
nerve-wracking. Like that's like pressure on top of pressure.
Yeah,
right? Like you're already pressured to be like, I'm gonna nail my line just so I can put on a good performance.
It's like the teacher going, all right, what's the answer? Or you specifically. What is the answer to this math question? You don't know it? Come on, you can do it. Come on.
We'll all wait.
Have you ever had like the director explain how they want you to do the line differently, and you're like, "What? That does not make any sense."
When I was first like in anime, one of the directors told me like in Japanese they said もうちょっとチャンバラみたいに And yeah, and I was like, because I was.
What does that mean?
Chambara
It's
is
like-
like soft like sword fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
With like yeah, so basically like play sword
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
So it's like
Okay.
sound more
Okay.
play sword fighting.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's so specific.
Yeah, and I was like, and at that time, I was like, I didn't know the word chambara.
I got you, Chief.
And it would be so awkward to ask the director, what does chambara mean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll
Chambara.
try my best. And so I asked the person next to me, who was around the same age as me, and yeah, she told me, and I was
and
like,
it still didn't make any sense.
yeah. And,
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, yeah. And
So
yeah.
what does that mean? Like, how did you
Find out what he wanted.
I'm not sure.
To this day, I've wondered what the take should have been.
But I got an okay, so I guess I was able to,
Was that an okay or was that like okay?
oh.
Right? It could be either one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a when you're doing lines, sometimes there's that feeling of like you're not getting it, and then you know personally you're not gonna get it, and then the director's like, "Oh, we'll just move on," and I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Tell me."
Yeah, I get that feeling, yeah.
Have you ever like said like a line and that you've just been like that was an awful take and the director's been like, all right, we're moving on now. That was a good take.
Yeah, I've had that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you should say like "fuck" at the end of my line. If I hated it, and then they would tell you to stop saying "fuck" because you're ruining the line that they like. You'd be like, "Da da da fuck," because then you couldn't use it.
Are you the type of voice actor that watches the anime that they were in after it like finishes and airs and everything to like
Yeah.
look back on to
Yeah.
kind of learn from?
Yep.
Because I cannot do that.
Really?
Like I hate hearing myself in voice acting roles.
Ah.
Because I get kind of secondhand embarrassment from it, being
Right,
like, because
yeah.
I'm so harsh on myself all the time. So when I hear myself in like a game or an anime, I'm always like, I could have done that 10 times better. Why did I have to use that one?
I know how you feel. It's like
That's good though, right? Like
yeah.
you know that you could improve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good, but it's also like when people tell me, being like, "Oh, I heard you in the game," then
it's
I'd be like, "I don't know how I sound in that."
Yeah.
So it's like I can't even like talk about the role that I
Right,
was
right,
in
right.
Yeah.
because I just don't know how it turned out. Right? But there's a lot of like big anime voice actors that are like that as well.
Yeah, it's like I mean like hearing your own voice after it's like because like you record it and it's aired like several months after you record it. So obviously like several months after you're kind of like you've like brushed up on your acting a little bit more than what you had before. So like hearing it again, it's like oh like I didn't say that line properly. Like I'm really strict on myself as well. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like I look like. But then like I think it's really important to like kind of look back.
Reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing that everyone always says the most when they try and start voice acting is like they hate their own voice. They can't stand it. It's just
Yeah.
something you have to like. I mean, personally, I just think that if you learn to like be able to listen to your voice and not just recoil in disgust,
Right.
you can then start breaking it down and being like, okay, I didn't do this that time. Right? Like, you can start really focusing on.
But
what
isn't it weird that I'm okay with hearing my own voice in YouTube videos?
it's just different.
Oh,
man.
Just
really?
because
Yeah.
you've heard it so many times.
Because when you're
right?
acting, you're trying to do something like you're trying to perform, right?
Yeah.
When
Right.
you're doing YouTube, it's just you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, I'm being me. I'm being an
That's
idiot.
true.
Yeah.
Let's do
That's
it.
true,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, I feel though in a lot of my roles, like, because I'm not trained or anything like that, right? I just do it because I like it,
Yeah.
and I'm given the opportunity. But like,
But
the
I
Pop
had
Team
this.
Epic one, for
The hell?
instance,
Yeah.
I played a New York mayor,
Really?
and
Oh.
I cannot do a New York accent.
yeah.
So dead ass, if you watch like the actual episode that aired, it's like the most Aussie sounding fucking New York mayor.
It is. It
I'm
is.
the mayor of New York.
I just love the idea that you did the take and the director was like, it's perfect.
Yeah,
And you're like, no, please, please,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
I did it. I did the first take, just thinking like, we're gonna kind of get like a gauge of like
Right.
how not good my New York
Yeah.
accent is, and I actually gave up halfway. I tried to do like an American accent, but at that point especially, I was like, my New York accent or my American accent is not that good. Where like I can confidently act
Yeah.
in that accent. Like I can
yeah.
try and speak it casually, right? But acting in another accent is a
Yeah.
completely different set of skills. So I was like, I'm just gonna like subtly turn it off, like just turn the gauge down as the recording goes on. So by the end of it, I was just like, yeah, New York. It's like the most Australian sounding New York.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and I was just like, I feel like he's about to drop the C-bomb. As an Aussie, you know. When's it coming? When's it coming?
No, but it was so funny because like I thought for sure, you know, I would get some pointers being like, all right, you started off good, but you kind of depleted me again. Let's do another take, or let's try that line again, or something like that. Fully expecting it. The director was like, all right, you're good.
Yeah, but the director didn't speak English, right?
No.
Oh, well, bad.
So he thought I was like perfect New York accent. It's like, yeah, that's what all people from New York sound
I
like.
can't blame him then. He doesn't know. There's no way he'd know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But then in Japan, it's like, you know, when you go to recordings, it's like, when you talk in English, it's like they expect you to speak in an American accent. But, you know, I'm from Australia too, so it's like, yeah.
You never practice your American accent when you were practicing?
Well, yeah, like I'm practicing now, but it's still really hard to like, I don't know, like pronounce all these
American
words.
English goes everything against Australian.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I mean, I can't do American accents.
We have to like
either, so.
contort our faces in
Yeah,
ways that we
yeah.
like just the r
Yeah,
sound
like the-
is so like
Card,
yeah, card.
hard, and
No, it's like the British and Australian English, like the tongue is like towards the front of the mouth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
American English, it's like flatter and in the back. And that's like really hard to do when you're British because you're like, why do I have to force my tongue down?
You just sound
Yeah.
like you're kind of drowning half the time.
Yeah, yeah. I you know, mine sounds shit. Like,
Yeah.
I barely can.
I mean, I'm much better at it now since then because
Yeah.
I've practiced.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I still couldn't confidently do like an American English role.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know, just from like watching anime recently, where like we are starting to get more like English speaking roles done
Right.
by actual like native people.
Yeah.
I feel like I've noticed
man.
like I think finally anime directors and producers are like
Whoa.
different accents in English exist.
In Japanese dubs or
In Japanese dubs.
Yeah.
But even in the English dubs as well, because like a lot of the English dubs are also overseen by like, the original directors and
Yeah.
producers. So it's like I feel like they're finally starting to realize like, oh, we can't just get anyone who can speak moderately good English. Like if we need an American role, we need to get an American speaking person.
Yeah.
I did an American voice for a film, the one that like Charlie Critical was in.
Oh yeah.
I was like the kid, but I wasn't credited.
You weren't credited?
You weren't credited?
Really?
I forgot to. I think they forgot. I had to. Seriously. So yeah, I'm like the voice of the like killer.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hell
yeah.
is
And it's
that?
like this like really raspy, deep, like scary voice.
Like
for-
American accent.
Yeah, and then they were like, we wanted to do, and I remember that we were having I was having the call with the people who were making this film, and they were telling me all about this role, and then this is going on for like half an hour, and they mentioned, yeah, he's American, and then at the end of it, I was like, so like, the accent,
What the hell?
I'm not American. I was like, so what do you want me to do? And they're like, well, he is American, so could you do American? And I'm like, I can, but it won't be good.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did it.
I feel though your American accent is probably better than most, right? Because I feel I don't know.
When I do deep voices, it's easier because the mouth shape is easier. But it's still shit.
But I feel like
You
in-
would laugh at me.
But I feel like a lot of like British actors, for instance, are usually pretty good at nailing the American accent.
Right.
There are so many British or just like, you know, actors not from America that you don't know aren't from America until it's like outed. But then you swap to the other way around with Americans doing like British accents.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Because like how many people think, you know, like if they watch like Batman, for instance, right? Like Christian Bale and Gary Oldman are
Yeah.
both not American.
Yeah, Christian
right?
Bale's Welsh.
Yeah, Christian
Right.
Bale's Welsh.
Right?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And Gary Oldman is very British.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like it's just incredible to think that like a lot of people just don't know that
And
like,
like Chris Hemsworth
Way.
as well. Is
yeah,
like
Chris
Aussie.
Hemsworth is an Australian,
Like the most
right?
fucking
Yeah.
Aussie guy
But
I've ever
But he
seen.
nails the American accent
Yeah.
perfectly, right? So it's like
I think yeah, because they train British actors different to American. It's
Yeah.
like different ways of learning
Right.
acting. So I think
Yeah.
that has a lot to do with it. Because like British are more focused on like, stage acting. and
Right,
getting them,
yeah.
learning that
Like
aspect
theatre
of it.
training.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
classically trained. And, yeah, so it's a bit different. I don't know.
Yeah, and I also feel like if you're going to acting, you kind of need to learn how to do an American accent. That's because that's where most films are
guess
made,
so,
right?
yeah.
You know,
That makes
but it's
sense.
not the same the other way around. So you know,
I hate doing American accents for stuff. You always have to do it for things.
Yeah.
Sucks. I hate it. Just let me use my British accent.
Yeah, right, just give me like an Australian character. It's like the
I've
perfect.
never
Yeah.
seen an Australian character before.
No, me neither. Like the one time where I was like, "Ooh, I might have a chance," is like, what was it? The free, like, what was it? The movie? Or
Oh
like
yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
based
yeah,
in Sydney.
Yeah, it was.
And so I was like, I was waiting for that phone call, being like,
Joey,
finally, is it my time to shine?
My time to
My
shine.
time to shine the Australian accent? Never happened.
they spoke English in it, right? And it was like terrible.
Yeah, but they hired non-Australian actors and like actresses. So I'm like,
Yeah.
missed opportunity.
I'm right
there.
here.
Yeah,
I'm right here.
literally right here.
Well, it's like
Me and Shu are right here.
Two people right here.
what is it? Also
Just hit
like,
up that fucking Saturday school.
Yeah, exactly.
Go through the contact list.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of the bad English in anime as it's normally referred to?
Well, you know, I know people who've been asked to like talk in English when they're not like, you know, that.
Is the director just like, you should just do it?
Yeah, they're kind of like, well, they're like, try your best, but you know, like, you know, and obviously the actors are trying their best.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's like,
I just
you
feel
know,
like it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, oh, I guess they had to, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of my friends like ask me how to pronounce stuff because they're like,
Right,
I don't know how like, you know, they pronounce this sentence and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's really hard for them to like, you know, pronounce something that they're not used to pronouncing.
do they ever worry about how it's perceived by like foreign fans?
Yeah, they do. They're like, you know, I tried my best, but like I don't think it sounds like native, and then, you know.
Feel bad laughing at the crook.
The lunchtime rush one.
The Crocono Basket when
Yeah,
they go
yeah.
to America and they
Yeah, they go to America. I completely forgot.
and everyone's American but everyone's Japanese. Like
Yeah.
it's a trip.
Well, I mean, it's like the English in like Devilman Crybaby as well. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. And I had to do alphabetical next to that guy.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was
Oh.
Murase Ayumu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I mean, like,
It's not a win. No one wins.
well, yeah, no one wins. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, his English was probably the most decent out of like all the other actors. But like, I had the exact same thing. Like during break, like all the actors were coming up to me being like, "How do you pronounce this?" Or like, "How do I make this sound as fluent and like naturally speaking as possible?" And I'm just like, dude, you're asking the wrong person. This is set in New York. I'm not even doing the accent correctly. Like, why are you asking me? Like, I'm struggling to say the letter R.
People are like, I'm walking here.
Yeah, I'm walking here.
Just say that. That's what everyone says. That's the meme. That's the meme.
Just give them a copy of like every Martin Scorsese film.
Yeah.
Jesus
Have you ever been
Christ.
recognized in Japan for your voice work?
You're
Someone's
so
on the street
aggressive
like,
now,
"Oh my
man.
God."
Stupid.
Oh, I haven't had that before, but I've had someone ask me, like, at a cafe,
Yeah.
like, when I was checking out, I've had someone ask me if I was a voice actor,
From your artifacts
and,
will help.
Which is randomly.
yeah, just randomly.
But they could just feel the voice acting aura from you.
Maybe, I don't know, like, yeah. And so, like, it was, like, a young male guy,
Right.
and he was like, yeah, like, do you by any chance do voice acting? And I'm like,
Is that like a pickup line in Japan? Bro, that voice got me acting up. Are you a voice actor?
yeah.
I'm about to simp at your voice.
My queen, are you a voice actor?
Do you happen to be a voice actor?
Says one word, my queen. I will simp for you.
Did you go to the checkout and say like it in a voice acting way? Or did you start
right?
barking? Or were you a cat? Like,
Oh, maybe did I? Maybe I did.
Did like the anime reaction lines, like.
you can have a point card. Honey.
So like for like everyone watching who maybe aspires to be a voice actor
Right.
or actress,
Oh, yeah.
like what do you think it takes to be one professionally in Japan?
I think it's like, obviously you need like your acting skills, but I think it's more like being able to communicate with the people around you and like, yeah, like, you know, like, because if you have a manager, then you have to be in good relationships with your manager because they're the ones picking who to, you know, push forward for the audition and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? And, you know, you'll have to be like doing good with, you know, the voice actors around you and your senpais and, yeah, I think
It's all
that's
just social
really
politics,
important.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how it always is. Though. Like, the entertainment industry is always who you know and who you're
Yeah,
friends with,
yeah.
right? It's a bit fortunate. I mean,
I feel-
even
I feel-
YouTubing is like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're friends with, you know.
Yeah, I feel that's just like, but I feel especially like that on top of how already socially, politically, like, you know,
Yeah.
charged, I guess Japan is just in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you have, you know, tatemae and like all that kind of stuff on top
so
of like
hard.
an entertainment industry.
Yeah, like I'm always like,
God.
you know, because like, you know, even with like towards your senpai, right? You want to be like, if you want to become good friends with like that person, like, you know, like it's just so hard to decide how like polite you have to be towards them.
Right.
And
Because you don't want to seem like a kiss ass.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because it's like it's that fine
Just rolling
line.
a dice.
Yeah, it is. It's like you
like
don't-
oh, sorry.
No, I was about to say it's that real fine line between, you know, showing that you respect your senpai,
Yeah.
but also not kissing their butt.
Yeah. And obviously because like, you know, in Japanese if you're too polite, it's like, you know,
What's wrong with you?
yeah.
Out, bro.
Yeah. So that's really hard. Like
Was that something you just had to learn on the job? I'm guessing, right?
yeah, it was really
Because I guess like moving from Australia to here, like the social dynamics is just so different from from moving to Australia and like a more like I'd say like Western kind of mentality to Japan, which is like very, very, you know, very, very different, very, very. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is.
It's like, you know, if Japan is kind of like a pyramid scheme, Australia is just like.
Do you mean just a pyramid? You just did a pyramid scheme.
If the social, okay, let me rephrase that.
It's the social multi-level marketing that we're selling here.
If Japan socially is like a pyramid,
Hierarchy. That's
like a hierarchy,
Yeah.
essentially, right?
that's the word we were looking for.
Pyramid. If it's a pyramid, then Australia is just everyone's kind of on the flat
Yeah,
surface.
yeah.
Where it's like you refer to your boss by your name, whereas like
Yeah.
if you did that in Japan,
That's funny.
instantly fired.
Yeah.
You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Or would it be a power move?
No.
Just like, damn, this guy's good. Get him a roll.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'd love to think that like even like the top saves, can they just be like, "What's up?" to the director? Like,
Oh, like some people are like,
like they're
you
like
know,
the legends. They're like,
yeah,
"Oh, yo, what's up?"
yeah.
I feel though that takes like
Yeah.
Ages,
right?
yeah.
Because there seems to be so much. I mean, like voice actors here, like, very, very like famous ones, are
Right.
seen as like almost like gods.
Oh, they're like the top
Yeah.
celebrities, right?
Right. I wonder if that, like, you know, in the work environment, it kind of means they could just rock up and be like, "Yeah, I own this place."
I'm sure some of them, you know, like with that much, you know, like fame and
Yeah.
power, like I'm sure some people
Yeah.
get cocky a little bit.
Because
Right?
one thing I noticed, I was looking on Twitter, right, and the voice actor for Giorno has like 1.2 million followers on Twitter, and I'm like, holy shit. That's
Yeah.
all, like, and he's Japanese.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
the market is only really Japan and I guess people who like JoJo, but like that is a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Like 1 million in Japan is the equivalent of like 10 million.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And that, like
Yeah.
that just blew my mind. I was like, how many?
Yeah. Like all of the, I feel like most of the top voice actors in Japan have like that
A
kind of
lot,
level.
yeah.
Does you know, being popular on social media or being popular on TV, does that help you get a lot of roles in Japan? Is that like a factor?
Yes, it helps.
A lot.
Like, yeah, because, you know, like if you have more followers, then like you can, you know, what is it like? Not really advertise more, but it's like, you know, people know you, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like.
So they're more inclined to like watch the anime.
Yeah.
So is there a lot of voice actors in Japan that like, hey guys, getting into TikTok now? Is that a thing at all?
Yeah, there are some voice actors who do TikTok,
Yeah.
and like, you know, a lot more voice actors now are doing like YouTube as well.
Right.
Yeah. So.
That's kind of the same in English. Like a lot of the voice, because you kind of have a social media presence now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like the voice actor who did Gintoki, he's huge on Twitter. He's like
Yeah,
he
he
memes
is.
the fuck out of himself on Twitter. all the time. He's like a lot of people, like especially in the West, just know him for that.
That was
Yeah.
great. Everyone
Yeah.
loves it when someone memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I'm sure that the audience is slightly curious about, and you know, people who watch anime, they want to be a voice actor in Japan. That's the thing. Have you ever seen someone who wasn't native in Japanese, like naked as a voice actor? Is that like a thing? Because I've heard often people who have tried, but I haven't heard anyone who's managed to do it who like wasn't native or born in Japan. Because I've heard that again they are so strict on all the pronunciation and the way that you talk that you do have to be native.
Oh, I personally haven't seen anyone. who
Right,
was-
ripweeb sound.
I feel just like bilingual voice actors is just not a market that has been filled yet.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Yeah.
really think of like a notable voice actor in Japan or in the West that
Yeah.
can do a role
Yeah.
like that is not in their native language.
It's really hard because, you know, like for like voice acting, especially in Japan, like you have to be able to act like and speak in Japanese really fluently, but you also have to have that like Japanese, you know, bowing and keigo
Right.
and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, social skills as well. So I think because when I first came to Japan, I was really like shocked by all the stuff that you have to do. And so I think there's so many stuff you need to do other than being able to act in Japanese. And now you have to like dance and sing and there's all these other stuff that you need to do. So it's like
I mean, you've already said that you started off like very young pursuing the stream as well. So you're like really determined from a young age. So yeah, I guess it takes a lot of work, doesn't it?
Rise and grind.
And like there is like it's a pretty harsh world. So it's like you have to get used to people saying harsh stuff to you, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh, don't worry, we've been there.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. Yeah.
It's like, and obviously because, there's people on the internet as well, but there's, the people around you, like, saying like this, you need to work on this, you need to work on that, and this part of like your acting or this part of you need to fix and stuff like that. So,
Right, it's good though being open to criticism, right? Obviously, if there's someone who's higher up and they know what they're talking about, it's invaluable, right? To get someone to be like, your shit, but you can get better.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how. Pyramid scheme.
Trade deal.
But I know, like, because when you go to school, the voice acting school in Japan, it's like the teachers there, like, some teachers are really, really strict. So, like, I know some students who used to go there, but because the teachers were, like, too strict, they I don't think they were able to take it mentally, and they kind of like started not coming to school and stuff like that. So
it's definitely not a job for everyone.
Trial by fire. Trial by fire, right?
Yeah.
I mean, such a competitive industry is bound to happen.
Yeah. Especially in the entertainment industry as well. I'm sure there's a lot of stories that we will never hear the light today.
Given, right? It's like if you suck, you suck. That's all it is.
I am curious, as a professional voice actress who's like been in the field, what do you think of the VTubing scene that's just like popped up in the last year and a bit?
Oh, well, I think it's pretty cool because I haven't really like done VTubing before.
Yeah.
But because you use your voice and you're kind of like
playing a character.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just playing an anime character, but just like they never break character, or they like try to stay in character for as much as possible, right?
So it's like you're acting as like a character on YouTube, but it's not the real you. So you have to kind of like.
I gotta at least
I think it's
get
really
the
cool because you have to
the
think so much about the character and
Cooper
like
Carbine
how
today.
that character
No
would
way I'm
act
not
if
getting it.
something happens.
Yeah.
Is that something you've ever like thought about getting into at all or trying out?
Not really, but I think it'll be fun if I was able to try doing VTubing.
Because I feel like VTubing is such a weird line between like acting as a character, but also like a lot of VTubers also put themselves into the role as well and kind of break character. Quote unquote. So I feel it's just like another set of skills.
Why build a character when you already are one, right? Just use your personality.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Spoken like a true personality.
What can I say?
You know what? You'd be a great animal VTuber. Just like don't be a cat girl. Just be a cat. just like make animal noises.
There is a VTuber actually that is just straight up a dog.
Really?
Yeah, like it's just like a Shiba Inu. And but they speak in like a human.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the gorilla as well.
Yeah, just
Yeah, just be a cat.
you don't need to act an anime girl. You've already done that before.
Yeah.
Someone gives you $10, just meow. Meow louder.
No, because like I feel like there's a lot of I don't know. Like, do you see a lot of people in your field doing VTubing, or is it something that has just been so new that no one's really known how to like deal with it yet?
Oh, it's pretty new, so I don't really know anyone around me who's like done VTubing before.
Right.
But like because it's becoming really like huge, right?
Yeah.
There's like so many like VTubers on YouTube. I think there will be like a day when professional voice actors are doing VTubing.
I feel though it's like maybe it might just be like a completely different like category, right?
Maybe.
It's like I feel a lot of like the professional voice actors who have like made it in the industry probably think like, oh, I don't really need to go down that route because I got I'm getting roles and this thing, right? Whereas like VTubers are like kind of a lot of them I feel are aspiring voice actors who just want to build up a CV,
right.
of like I can do voices, I can voice act, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like going from VTubing to professional voice acting might be a viable option, but I feel the other way around might not really happen. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
What
But like
happened?
I know like you know, like acting for games and anime is really different to acting for like VTubing. So it's like, yeah, I don't
You're not
know.
on script, are you? Have you ever been starstruck when you're on the job?
What do you mean by starstruck?
I don't know, just-
As in, like, you did an article with
It's
like
weird, bro.
a voice actor or actress that you just loved
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
since
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Like, who's the most like whoa person you've ever met?
Otsuka Akio-san.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
fun.
what? Solid Snake. Okay, I don't know a lot of this guy. Wamu. Oh. Marshall D. Teach.
Fucking cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
I need a little context too.
Otsuka Akio is like, yeah, Snake. He did Solid Snake.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, okay, wow.
Like he's the guy that he has that really distinct like talking
Yeah,
style where he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I can't do an impression.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh my god, he's kind of like the. trying to remember. Yeah, it's like. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
Navi does a really good like
yeah.
Otsuka Akio one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like the soul of Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like he's probably like the top 5.
Yeah,
like
like-
he's like a fucking legend.
Yeah.
That's so
Does he meme a lot on Twitter?
I don't follow him on Twitter, so I don't know.
I feel like he does, right? I know. Oh, I know the English voice now.
David Hayter. I know David Hayter. Yeah.
I could love those
I
people.
feel that, yeah, again, like, I feel the biggest, like,
Big boy.
memers are usually the ones that are kind of, like, the legends. But I feel like even within the legends, a lot of them, you know, take their stuff, like, very, very seriously. Like, you know, the
Yeah.
voice for, like, Luffy, for example, is, like,
Yeah.
you never see her, like, memeing.
Yeah.
You know, the voice for Gintoki is, like, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
He's just like playing his character, right?
He's literally Gintoki in real life. Fucking awesome.
So how did you stay composed when you walk in the room with that?
Dude, are you serious?
Just doing a lot of-
It was so like nerve-wracking because I don't know, because I've seen him in like magazines and like, you know, I've read his books and like it was just
Did you play it cool?
I tried. I tried, but I don't know if I was able to. Yeah. But there was like all these other like voice actors as well who were like really big, right?
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know. For me, it was really hard to like act
In front of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you know they're like super good, and
Yeah.
you're like, you know, like you just came into the industry and you're like,
The bottom of the rank.
no little place.
Hierarchy.
Pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme. Sorry, pyramid scheme.
Have you guys ever been starstruck by like anyone?
I think we've talked about this. Probably for me, it was like hearing you Stamina. I think I've
Stop.
told stories
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
oh,
Yeah.
Stop!
Have you ever gone that with like a YouTuber? Like someone in the same field as you?
I don't think so. Not yet. No.
I know.
Like,
How do we have to do it for a while?
Shit.
Yeah.
We're all so boring. I sit inside it.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't like that with Felix the first time.
Yeah.
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 Of course. I mean, like, for me, YouTubers, I view YouTubers as just, like, people I want to hang out with.
Yeah.
You know, because, like,
Of
we all do
course.
the same thing at the end of the day.
Right.
I feel like once you get past a certain, like, level, you kind of get how...
Certain rank.
a certain rank in the hierarchy. You can, like, all YouTubers kind of, like, get each other, you know? We all got to go through, like, the same shit.
Are you a big consumer of YouTube content?
yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube
Really? In
Yeah.
English?
in English and Japanese.
Well, you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, no. I think I did watch one
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I watched like your introduction video
What?
on the
Oh,
YouTube
no.
channel.
Oh,
I'm like, wow, this chick is very Aussie.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, she's so Aussie.
Did you do a video where you did a test to see how Aussie you were?
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay, I did. Well, I watched that one.
With
yeah.
the slang.
Yeah.
No
Because
way.
I'm not really fond of like Australian slang. I don't know
It's
if you love
terrible.
it.
What? Arvo. It's nonsense.
What do you mean? That's not slang.
That's
Or like, do you want a cuppa? Or like,
we say that.
Well, yeah, we
Yeah,
say that.
cup.
oh, you guys
Yeah.
do?
Cup. What are
Yeah.
you on about? Cup is good.
Cup is good. It doesn't end with O, so that's how we know it. I don't know why Aussies end everything with O. How like
Because it's just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Like, I've never used Bottle-O.
You never use bottle?
I've never used Bottle-O before.
because like
That's
you're
that's a liquor store.
you're just adding a syllable to a word that doesn't need a syllable added to it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
but like bottle-o, I feel is like, who the fuck came up with that? It's a word. Let me end a word that ends in a in a vowel with another vowel.
So
for non-native speakers, bottle is the slang for bottle, right?
No,
No.
it's
Oh,
it's
come
slang
on.
for the liquor
the
store.
liquor store. You just thought it was a bottle this whole time.
I thought it was just a bottle this whole time. Joey says that. I'm just like, what the fuck are you
How
talking
long
about,
have you known
Joey?
Joey for?
Not long enough, apparently.
Yeah, if you say like, I'm just popping
Okay,
over to the bottle.
okay. Apparently, for even native speakers, we get fucking confused.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna pop over to the bottle. It means like I'm gonna go buy some alcohol at the liquor store.
Liquor store.
Sorry, Americans. We've hurt you too much.
Yeah,
on this
sorry.
podcast.
Maybe we've been too harsh on you.
So, what are some of your favorite YouTube channels? What do you want?
I watch a YouTube channel called Jolly.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that earlier. Right?
Yeah. And
Julie.
I watch a lot of animal videos on YouTube.
Like what? Give us a taste. Give us a taste. I want to get a better feel of your character. Your YouTube channel.
I watch my favorite dog is called a Samoyed. It's like a huge white dog.
Okay.
And,
Wait, what's the YouTube channel? What's it about?
the channel's called Milky Bulky Tan, and it's like a YouTube channel that has a Samoyed dog and 2 cats,
Okay.
Right.
and it's just them living their life.
You just watch that? You
It's a
just watch
slice. It's an animal slice of life.
Yeah.
that? I mean, that sounds nice. This is where you practice? Or what?
Or maybe
I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. All right. Here you go. Let's see.
Yeah, is this for like? Is this research for roles?
sure it is. And it's funny because for like animal YouTube videos, like the owners are called butlers.
What? They are.
They're called butlers because they take care of the
I didn't know
pets,
that.
right?
Oh,
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like
Animal YouTube terminology.
yeah.
How did they ask you to like and subscribe and smash the like button?
They go.
on the screen.
Just subtitles.
Yeah, it just comes out as subtitles.
So you mainly watch animal videos?
Yeah, I mainly watch animal videos.
Damn.
There is one animal channel actually that I watch quite often.
Oh,
It's
really?
this like Korean channel I think that it's this guy who has like a pet. I think it's a guinea pig. but he makes miniature models for the
Oh, I've
guinea
seen
pig.
this one. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Oh, really?
So like he uses like arts and crafts and like cardboard and stuff like that. And he made like an onsen for
Oh,
his
I
guinea
have
pig
seen
and
that.
like
Wow.
a sound booth for his guinea pig. And just like puts
Wow.
the guinea pig in and just like sees what the guinea pig does.
Wow.
Cute as hell.
Actually, no, I did get into like there's like ant YouTubers. You seen
Oh,
this?
those fucking
They're
slap.
badass.
Okay, those are good.
Basically,
Yeah.
it starts off with like, all right, well, he's just got a tank full of ants, and then like the next video will be like, I have made a giant castle network of ants, and his whole like living room will be like tunnels of ants. It's crazy.
Was that the guy who fed the baby cockroach?
Yeah.
And like the
Oh.
cockroach gives birth as it's getting eaten alive by ants, and it's got like 100 million views or something. And I'm just like,
I can't watch insects.
yeah, right.
I just think of like, what happens if one of these breaks?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm constantly thinking.
The house, it must be like quarantined off, like burn it down. Like it's just
It's literally a kill it with fire kind of situation, right? You just gotta
It's also
fucking burn the
how do
house
you bring
down.
like a girl into that house, right?
Oh yeah, my
Oh,
bedroom.
what?
My bedroom's just past the ants line. Just move it out of the way. Just.
It's like, so what do you do for a job? It's like, let me show you.
What else? Well, there's YouTubers that like. I know there's one that like reviews like rat traps. That's a whole channel.
What?
I actually kind of. Like
Why am I
it.
saying one? Of course there's a channel for
It's
that.
like a whole channel where the dude just reviews rat traps. That's it. And he like shows them.
What makes a good rat trap?
Why did you watch the YouTube channel? That's the question I had. I just found myself-
Now you got me
Like, how many
curious.
types of rat traps could there possibly
I think
be?
he has like over like 500 videos on like different rat traps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sean was.
Of course, fucking Malin knows
Malin.
it.
So it's like, yeah, my favorite.
This guy will make some insane trap, and in the end, the one that works best is always just like a ramp that goes into a bucket. That's just like the one that always works best. Anyways, I'm getting off topic, but there is a weird category for anything you want on YouTube. Someone's
If
done
it
it.
exists, there's a YouTube channel.
But you make your own YouTube videos, right?
Yes, I do.
Do you do it often? Wait, what's the channel called first? So we can check it out.
It's called ShootTube, for anyone who wants to
It'll be on
search it
screen
up.
right now.
Yep.
Yay.
Go subscribe.
Yes, please.
Nice.
Oh,
What-
wherever it is.
Down in the description.
What type
There
of
we go.
content do you normally do?
I usually talk in English, and I just make stuff about English and Japanese
No way.
food,
God.
like cultural differences and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Culture
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, culture stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
like bring like the Australian side a lot, or
I
it's
think
kind
I
of
do.
everywhere?
I think I do. Yeah.
What made you want to start it? That's the
Good
most
answer.
That's the most stumped you've been all day. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
I think I just saw the lights
Let's
flash,
go.
like in between her eyes, right there.
Just like the ReZero, like,
Why did I? I heard that question reverb.
why did you start? Stop. I don't know, just because you wanted to. Huh?
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
wanted to,
I
right?
just wanted to because
All the cool kids are starting
I'm
YouTube.
interrogating. I'm like, huh? You think a Reddit kid, huh?
Trash can, bro.
Oh, you're a voice actress? No, well, let's see you become a YouTuber then. Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, so if people want to go check out the YouTube channel, it's in the description. Go check it out.
No
Yes,
way.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you should make a video being like the truth about trash taste.
No way, dude.
Just like
Easy million views,
Yeah.
right? Easy million views.
Trash taste exposed.
My experience on trash taste.
I can't believe there were such nice guys.
Yeah.
There was all these words.
Saying penetrating really weirdly. There was incest.
There
for
was a
some
woman
reason.
who like put up the incest like thing. Oh yeah, can you
Imagine,
show it?
be me, and you see just
That's what made
this.
me held up.
You just see this off screen, and you're just like, what am I supposed to do with this, Malin? What am I supposed to
It's
do
not
with
just
this?
incest. There's 3 fucking exclamation marks. Like incest. Like it's a fucking QuickTime event.
Well, I heard someone was doing like a sponsor or something, and it was a live event. And apparently, someone was holding up like cards, telling them to do reactions. And apparently, the words they wrote on the card were just like nonsensical. And they just didn't know what they meant. I can just imagine being confused. You're like trying to promote a bike, and they're like, "Dry." And you're like, "What does it say with that? Dry. The bike dries. It dries very fast."
Yeah. When you were describing your experience about how when you like flub up the line, you just gotta like stay silent and just walk back.
Right.
I really hope that you don't see when we need to record like a sponsorship segment, because us trying to like read a script is just like a fucking bomb going off. It's an absolute mess.
Oh, really?
It's like for some reason I don't know what it is, but the moment we get past the script, it's like you must learn English from scratch once again. You are not native in this language.
True.
Especially Gant.
Yeah, Gant.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Oh, really?
Our sponsors take twice as long as they should because Gant is just like having a mental breakdown halfway through. He's like, I can't do it. I
It's like
can't speak English.
Like the Windows shut down, like dun, 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 it just happens. It's like Gant, come back.
So I'm just having a guess, but I'm guessing that you like anime, right?
Yes.
It was just like a feeling.
Yeah.
Just like I just got that vibe. I don't know where I got it from. So what kind of anime do you like?
I watch a lot of anime. I like.
Really, name every anime. Oh, you're an anime fan?
I like Creamy Mommy. Wow.
That's not the first show that I would have expected coming from your mouth.
I really like Creamy Mommy.
When I first heard
So
that,
what's Creamy Mommy?
It's like there's a girl called Mommy,
Right.
and it's just
creamy.
yeah, she's really.
She hella creamy, dog.
It's a very unfortunate name in English. I think.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking,
it's
right?
very unfortunate.
It's
Creamy
like a
Mommy.
magical girl anime.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
that
is,
one,
yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Okay.
I think it was aired in like the 1980s or something.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's your
That's-
favorite?
Yeah. Wow. Recent animes I watch Boku no Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
Haikyuu, Maoru Ping Doramu, Psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh, like the list. Violet Evergarden.
Oh,
I
damn.
love how you. It's so Japanese.
Yeah.
no, it's perfect.
Oh God, mate, innit?
The weebs watching this just frothing in the mouth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Japanese.
I feel like I'm listening to like one of those PVs that you see, right? Violet airing this spring.
Psychopath.
Say carry on, sorry.
I watch
Oh, I already hear the
Shingeki no
fucking.
Kyojin,
Oh yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Hell yeah.
What else watch? I watch so much. 約束のネバーランド.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did you
love.
watch season 2?
Not yet.
Okay. we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Let us know how you feel about it. Watch it.
I know, I can already tell that you watch quite a fair bit.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that not only was your first choice Kunini Mami, but
Yeah.
also the fact that you brought up Maoru Penguin
Oh,
Drum.
Yeah.
I love
Like-
it.
And Psychopaths as well.
Yeah,
Psychopath
I
is
love
like-
Psychopath.
Yeah, I just kept nodding with that penguin one. I'm like, yeah.
Maoru
I
Penguin.
get what is that? Like,
Maoru Penguin Drum is. How
It's
do you
like
explain that?
it's really hard to explain.
It's such a
like-
weird show.
Yeah.
You've definitely seen clips of it.
probably.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of animals,
Yeah, it's got a lot
which
of.
makes a lot of sense.
I think I'm seeing a theme here now.
Yeah.
Do you like Beastars by any chance?
Oh, I watched me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Of course you did.
Something about that.
Of course.
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
I watch. I like Pets.
Pets.
You know, like this. Wait, isn't there a movie called Pets?
Yeah,
Oh
it's,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the Pixar or Disney
Yeah.
film,
Yeah.
I
whatever.
thought you just.
No,
I
it's
thought
a
you just saying I like having animals.
I mean, I do like having animals, but
Well, so like, what were some of the anime that were like the biggest influences for you to like be a voice actress when you were a kid?
I think Bleach was.
Bleach. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, because obviously, like Hitsugaya was voiced by a
Yeah.
lady, and all the actors were like so like.
I mean, they were cool as fuck.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
we've said a lot about Bleach, but
Yeah.
I mean, everything about it was cool. You know?
I mean, especially Hitsugaya, right? Like Romy Park is such an amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like especially like I think she did Alphonse as well, right?
Yeah, no, she did Edward.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And,
would know that.
Yeah.
yeah. And she's Hanji from Attack on Titan.
That's
so-
right.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. She's like, wow, like yeah.
Yeah, did you like when you were trying to get into the voice acting field, or like how much research did you do with like fellow voice actors in the field, or like fellow like voice actors?
Oh, as in like what kind of research?
like just like looking into it, right? Because I know there are some fans out there in the anime field who are like really into like the voice actors and voice actresses, right? Well, were you like that as well? Were you like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say you otaku.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, say you otaku, that was
like
it.
I had like posters of voice actors on my wall, and I would have like them as my back, like as my wallpaper.
Oh,
No way, dude.
And so like I would like search like who voiced. Like who, like I would be like when I watch an anime, I would always watch the credits.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, like this was voiced by this voice actor, and I'm like, and so like
Did you ever Did you ever sit through an anime just because of like a particular voice actor was in it?
Yeah.
I feel because like I have a couple of friends who are like seiyuu otakus as well, and they're like. They can hear like half a second of a phrase and they're immediately like, yeah, that's that voice actor.
Yeah.
Instantly know it.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to the point where you bought like voice CDs?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Wait,
what's this?
It's like there's a lot of like different kinds of voice CDs out in the world, and there's like there's like voice dramas, and there's also ones where they kind of like talk to you.
Talk to you.
It's like think of a podcast, except you're doing the podcast with them, and it's in like POV.
Yeah.
Yeah, this became
POV, you're part of
this is
trash.
the thing on YouTube now. It's like an ASMR thing on YouTube now.
Yeah,
so I guess they made it.
Yeah.
And they use like
But they act as those characters.
Yeah. And they also have like they have these microphones. And it's kind of like it's shaped like a person's face.
The binaural.
Yeah. And then they use that to take some of the audio. So it's like sometimes you hear the audio from the right side, and it kind of seems like they're there.
Oh, it's like the ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ASMR mic. Yeah.
Norman made a mic, and it's literally like a foam head.
Yeah.
It's really
weird.
weird.
Super fucking expensive though.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
As well. 'Cause you're
No
talking into, like, a
way,
fake head.
dude.
It looks really weird.
But it's so
Oh
for
my
I think
God.
decades now, these like voice actors do these like drama CDs where they were like, for example, like Romy Park would do one of Hitsugaya, and it's like if Hitsugaya was like hanging out with you, or like if you were on a date with this particular character, and they would play out these scenarios in POV of if you were in that position, and like people would just like listen to it.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I've seen like some of the short anime that are kind of like that, where it's just like POV, you have a girlfriend. It's just like every episode there's like a different girl.
It's
like
literally Dora the Explorer. Because like I've seen some where they would say a line and then they kind of pause for a couple of seconds, waiting for your response.
I think I remember I loved Code Geass. When I finished Code Geass, I need more Code Geass. And they're like, the story continues in an audio CD.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? So
Voice, like a voice
I got
drama.
it, and it just sounded like a museum tour. You know what I mean? And I was like, what is this? I can't listen to this.
It's like Welcome to Britannia.
It's like, Britannia was once here. And it's like, who the fuck is this?
It's like a lecture.
I was like, what is this? I don't want to listen to this.
See, otakus dig that shit up, man.
I've actually only bought one audio CD. In my
No
entire time
way.
being an anime fan.
What was it?
Just
Love
phone me there,
humor.
buddy.
Yeah, dude. Wait, who?
Huh?
Of who?
No, it was just like an audio drama. So it was because like it ended, and I'm just like, I need more. The manga's not doing it for me. I need to hear the voice actors and actresses playing out the ending of this, and so I fucking bought it, and it's the only audio drama I've bought so far, and I don't regret anything. It was amazing.
I think the closest I ever got to that was I used to tune in because like a lot of voice actors, especially like the top ones, do like radio shows.
Oh yeah, they do.
Like talking about their role in the anime of like if they like
Yo,
work together.
Tug, I just saw your messages, bro.
Go for like however long the anime spent.
See you.
Basically, so like
Map
the
is-
closest
the
I
map
ever
is
got
sick,
to that was
right?
I
Yeah,
used
it's
to like
pretty
tune
cool.
in every week to
Dude, I was
Kazuyuki and
so locked
Shirohiro.
in, and like,
Like Attack on
hey, you're the
Titan
first
like,
chatter, bro.
radio.
We've
And
been
it was
here
really
for
cool
a minute,
because like,
but
they would openly just
gotta
like
chatter.
kind of poke fun of the show a lot of the times as well. But it's also like, I mean, yeah, you guys
bad,
are
my
the
bad.
voices of the show, so I guess that
Yeah.
gives you like some
like
credit to
this
be like, that was kind of ridiculous, wasn't it?
Is it still a big thing in Japan, the audio?
listening to a little
CDs?
podcast here,
It is.
just
I think it's getting bigger now.
taking up some
like,
time, you know what I
I
mean?
guess
Yeah.
MP3s are easier to.
Yeah.
Trying to unlock
And I mean,
the
like we just
carbine,
established, it's more about
and then
building
after I
yourself up
unlock
as
the
like kind of like
carbine,
an idol
I'm
in
gonna
some cases, right?
Is there
start
like
to
anything? I mean,
level
how
it up
long?
the
How many
old-fashioned
years
way,
have you
so
been doing voice acting now? Like,
stream might get a little boring, but
Uh,
it is what it is.
5 years now.
I need to get that
'cause I
gun done by
debuted
the end of
in
the weekend, just in case it's
2016.
meta.
Right.
So 5 years now.
5 years now.
Yeah.
Is there any like
Yo,
voice
what's
role,
my
like, type of
KD?
character
Like,
that you
I
haven't
always
done
get
yet
that
you
shit, and I feel like it's
really
always
wanna do?
low.
Like I want to do like a tsundere, or I want to do like
165.
a maid, or like just any like archetype that you want to do.
Fuck.
I want to try like a boy.
A boy.
Like
Ah.
yeah, because
I guess that's the Romy Park.
Yeah.
It's a guy right there.
Yeah. Like a shonen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Voicing a shonen.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of like kind of younger boy characters are voiced by females, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
Like,
they
a lot of
are.
the time.
Yeah.
Because people keep forgetting that like Ash or like Naruto are voiced by females.
And Luffy as
Luffy
well.
as well.
Luffy is
Yeah,
voiced by
yeah.
female. Or Goku is voiced
Yeah.
by female.
Kids are expensive.
Kids normally don't have proper voice acting
Not very
training,
good
you know?
at taking direction.
It's just like have
What
it,
do you mean, goo goo gaga? I said do the line.
just have a testy pop up.
Oh, poor guy, he got destroyed.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, if Goku was voiced by like a young boy and he just like fucking has a testy pop like halfway through a Kamehameha, that'd be hilarious.
We need more voice cracks in anime. That's what we need. We need more realistic representation of puberty.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever done
Auto
any
lock on
events
these
where you
bitches,
use
bro.
the fans or anything like that?
Fucking
Yes,
auto lock.
I have.
What?
I'm in this.
What? Dude, did you see
like
that
a,
bullshit?
Vocal
Oh my god.
unit called Prima Filter.
Okay.
And
How did I
we
not
had,
get it?
like,
Oh
this
my
thing
god, that
called
was
Water
such a
Strike, where we like hand the CDs to the people who bought the CDs.
Right.
And
Me
yeah, we
boy.
were able to like talk to the fans for like
Oh, come
30
on.
seconds, a minute.
Auto lock, auto lock. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but
Wrong
yeah.
second.
Is it kind of like the same thing as in like with like I know a lot of the Watashkai with like idol.
Wait, what?
That's the handshaking event.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the time extends depending on how many.
You know, bro,
CDs
you
got.
called out
Oh,
my
we
KD,
didn't have that. It was kind
and
of
now
like
I'm doing super shit, bro.
Hierarchy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you have to do a handshaking thing as well?
Oh no, we didn't do handshaking. It was more like
Oh my god, of
waving
course.
Oh, okay.
and just talking, like
Yeah.
Waving in close proximity.
Well, I saw videos of like guys not letting go and like security like
Yeah.
dragging
Oh
them.
yeah,
I guess it is.
So
Yeah, it's a
scary.
risk. Yeah, definitely. Is it weird like when the first
Come
time?
here, boy. I know you love
Is
this
it a weird
spot.
feeling? To be
I know you're
like,
coming right
wow,
back
this
up here.
book for me.
Yeah, it feels really like cause you know like
'Cause if you don't
like,
take it,
on the
I'm gonna
internet
take it,
like
boy.
SNS, like you don't know how many people
Oh,
are
wait,
actually
that's not
like,
even the spot.
Yeah.
you know into you. Like
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
they might comment and stuff like that, but you don't know like if they're really like.
Yeah,
angry.
yeah.
We feel the same.
Yeah.
And then so when you actually go and like meet people and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to meet you for like so long. You're like, I'm so glad I did this job.
I'm so glad I
Oh,
defied my
I knew
parents.
yeah.
It makes it all worth it.
Dude,
yeah.
can I
Yeah.
feel like wow,
fucking-
somebody cares.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like being able
What the
to
fuck?
meet all these people and even if you can't like talk to everyone, just seeing them and like when you like when you attend events.
What the
and stuff,
fuck?
And they're like calling out your name. It's like
That's crazy.
like you feel really happy. So
Like-
Oh, that guy got fucking destroyed.
Share for me?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're the best mate.
Yeah.
Best POV of my life. That's
Oh,
not so
what?
fun. Do you go to
Bro,
any events
what?
then? Obviously now I imagine it's
That was
so
stupid.
much.
Yeah. But I like before like this all happened. Like
Oh
I
my
used to, like,
god, I
attend
freaking
events
locked
really
onto the guy way too
Have you been
late.
on the other side? Like
Yes, I actually have. Like before going into this industry, like
Yeah.
I'll buy tickets to like concerts and
Yeah.
lives and
buy the
No
CD.
way
I'll buy
that
the
guy's
CDs
doing that,
and I'll buy
bro.
the goods.
Yeah.
He waved at me.
It'd be really awkward if you turn up to the voice session and they'd be like, why do I know you? I swear I met you. Where did you come on my thing? You're like, nowhere. We did not meet.
It was so it was funny because one time I went to like a concert and it was like a female voice actors concert
Right.
and like her fans were like mostly male. But I
Yeah.
really liked her, so like
I know
I
you
went
were
there by
there. I just
myself,
saw you throw
and all the fans were like male, right? So like it'll be like one girl and all these males, and because I think they thought that it was really rare that a girl would come to
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
concert, they were kind of
What?
like to me like, oh, if I get too like noisy using like the blades, like please let me know. Like, 今日はよろしくお願いします. I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Impress you?
I don't know.
I don't mean to brag, but I can wave these bad boys for 2 hours.
Yo, is this your first console? Let me show you how pro does it.
Sorry, let me put away my gun. I felt the exact same way when I went to the Sailor Moon Museum.
Oh.
Because it was like 5 years ago in the Moriarty Museum in Ongi. And they had a Sailor Moon Museum, and I was like, I fucking love Sailor Moon. So I went. Imagine room full of just like tiny like Japanese girls like falling over Sailor Moon. Meanwhile, in the middle of it, there's this massive white dude just being like, "That's so fucking cute." Oh my god, dude! I fucking love Mercury. I've never had so many women stare at me for all the wrong reasons. It was the weirdest experience of my life. No, they were all looking at me like, "What? Is he like starved? Like, why is he here?"
Security, right?
It's like, what? Am I not allowed to like Sailor Moon? Fuck you. Yeah, but is there any like kind of social media that you want to shout out? Like, I guess your YouTube channel. Anything you want to shout out to the audience?
I have a Twitter account. If people
Okay,
want
doesn't
to
show
follow
up.
Just follow. We'll do it for you.
Also, Shu's YouTube channel. Shu.
Shu.
What else do you have, Shu?
That's all I have.
That's it?
Yeah.
No TikTok?
No TikTok. No Instagram.
How do you do the trendy dances?
Yeah, actually, TikTok would be like the perfect platform to
That's
show off
true.
all your skills that you literally trained
right.
years for.
That's true.
Like your singing skills that you literally had to hide it from your mum.
Yeah.
Your voice acting skills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can literally do that on TikTok.
Maybe I should
Follow
download TikTok.
YouTube, follow Twitter.
Yeah.
Go.
Buy her drama CDs.
Yes,
Come
please.
good.
POV,
Oh, wait.
you are a princess.
And listen to her in your favorite anime
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And games.
and games and
games.
everything.
And
yeah.
everything. Yes.
Yeah, check out her stuff.
Oh, I got
But,
the
in
NZ to
meantime, you can
70
check out
and I
the
didn't
lovely
even notice what the
patrons
hell.
who are
Look
just
at them.
on
wait, it was the
screen
last
right
one.
now.
Oh my
Amazing.
god.
Yeah. Who's your favorite
Wow.
patron, Shu? Is it that one? That one?
Point somewhere on the screen.
What?
There'll be words.
This one.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, I like that one. Actually. That one.
Frothing at the mouth. But yeah, if you'd like to support the show, then make sure to head on over to our Patreon,
Oh my
patreon.com/trashtaste. Also, follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our faces, listen to us on Spotify. But yeah, thanks for coming, Shu.
Thank you for
Yeah,
inviting
for
me.
coming.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I hope you had fun.
It was really fun.
Even through some of the dodgy words that we used or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm like halfway through the.
Shu's manager is just like sweating.
I'm sorry you had to see this off screen. That was like a bad.
We can hold on to
It
that
was
for
the other way
like
around.
any.
Gonna do next episode. The biggest scandal in anime history.
When I landed in San Francisco, I was like, "Fuck, this air sucks." Like, I'm breathing it in. I'm like, "Oh my god, the pollution."
How can you tell the pollution levels?
When you breathe in. When I land in the fucking country, I step off the plane, I take a deep breath, and I'm like, "This ass shit." Why is this insane?
It literally sounds like the stupidest superpower.
Gentlemen, I have the intro for this, right?
Gentlemen.
What if I told you you could get anime for free? For free, gentlemen.
Are we fucking jumping right into it?
Because that's going to be the first topic for today. But right now I have with me the boys, Grant and Joey, and I am Monkey
You
Brain
didn't even
Connor.
say hello. You just like fucking opened up with this.
That's
like,
what every good sales pitch does, bro.
Illuminati conspiracy theory.
Every good sales pitch starts with the hook.
Literally reminded me of that Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Like, sell me this pen.
Because, you know, now they're listening, they're intrigued. How can we get
Hope a
free
fun
anime?
message
What a
comes
hook.
out
What a
soon.
hook.
They don't want to know
That
about
was
trash
great.
taste. They
It
want
was,
to know
man.
how
Was
they
that
get
you
free
just,
anime.
I think
did you just
we
do like
didn't
the OG
appreciate it
oat milk
enough
there? Did you
while we
just,
had
oh
it.
my god, I can't fucking talk today.
A natural
hello,
salesman.
we did.
A natural salesman never stumbles on his words. I said
did we
free
know.
anime. I wasn't stumbling.
Tell me more,
was in our hands
salesman
all
who's
along.
totally not shady.
Well, if you just go to the Kickstarter page for
Oh,
anime,
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about
anime
that.
chew. Is that what it's called?
Anime.
Well, that's the first topic today. 2 weeks ago, we wanted to talk about this last week, but Chris came on, inconvenienced us again. We would have spoken about this last week.
Because we wanted to talk about anime tune.
We know Chris goes into
But,
fits when we talk about anime.
So we're gonna be
I
like
wonder
3 weeks
what's
late.
going to be meta.
Kind of finished.
I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
on
We have
Discord
all the info.
Well, it lived
the-
and died within the span
the
of a
stuff
day,
Peter
I
sent.
think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
the
Pretty much.
screenshots
it was
of
very
the
interesting.
updates.
Essentially
Dude,
what happened is, this
everything was
thing
getting
called
nerfed.
AnimeTube popped
Like
up on
everything.
and
Yeah.
A bunch of
offered to
guns,
give all the
a bunch of ammo types,
anyone, really.
magazines,
Free
free
anime.
anime.
Yeah.
Free anime.
everything.
And you're probably thinking, well, they probably only got like
crazy.
C-rate shows,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
really terrible. No,
What do they have?
They said they were in talks to get Evangelion, Love Hina, which has been stuck in copyright hell, like not copyright, licensing hell.
Specifically Love Hina. I don't know who like just specifically picks Love Hina to be on the list.
Death
but,
Note, Attack on Titan,
Full Metal
Demon
Alchemist.
Slayer.
Full Metal Alchemist, even though these were already all on streaming platforms already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I imagine that
And the ones that aren't have been out of print for the past 20
they say
years.
ReZero as well.
I didn't see the list.
You know,
They've got everything. It's anime shoot.
You know, I mean, you know, and so I don't know how much these properties are worth, but I can't imagine you getting Evangelion for less than like 100 million or something ridiculous. You know?
Probably.
I know it
Yeah.
sounds absurd, but it's probably worth that much, right?
Yeah.
So clearly these guys have big bucks to spend around.
I mean, I'm just glad a company is giving the power back to the people and taking on small indie companies like Sony.
Fuck license holders.
Yeah,
man.
taking on small indie companies like Sony and AT&T. Someone's got to take these
What were
indie
they going to
companies
do?
out of the
What were they
field.
going to do with it?
So yeah, so essentially this Kickstarter promised that, and it raised in like one day like $110,000.
Yeah,
is
it
absurd.
literally came out of nowhere because I remember we literally came in the Trash Taste studio in the morning, and then it was just all over my Twitter timeline. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell was going on? And we all looked at it and we were just like, wait, this Kickstarter launched yesterday and it's raised over $100,000, promising people free anime legally, and I'm just like, what is going on right now? It was an absolute disaster.
I'm like, April was about 3 months ago, guys. Like, you're a bit late to the joke right now.
Yeah, it was just a mess.
It was hilarious,
It was
dude.
a mess. The you know, I think it's so many levels to it. There's so many things that are really sad about it. One, you know, I think it's safe to say that this was either the most overambitious Kickstarter of all time,
Yeah.
or it was they were lying.
Or the most genius scam.
Now, yeah, I mean, you know, you have to be careful when you say these are scams because you can get sued. So try not to get Trash Taste sued here, Joey.
Okay.
But from what I saw, yeah, it's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean-
I'm protecting myself. I'm not going to say the S word, but I'm going to say that it looked very sus. I'll say the other S word.
Little sussy scam.
It's a sussy bucket is what it is. But
You know, I genuinely wonder because, you know, again, they promised to have all these titles that there's absolutely, you know, not even
Zero
like
chance.
Netflix or Amazon can get all of these
Yeah,
shows,
yeah, yeah.
right? This is some serious amount
I
of
mean-
cash and negotiating power that I doubt a Kickstarter would be able to convince the Japanese
Like if
investors.
Netflix and like Sony can't even get the rights to some of these,
Yeah.
what suggests to anyone that this Kickstarter group will be able to?
Like Evangelion literally couldn't be.
Evangelion's
you
been out
couldn't
of print for the
yeah,
past 20 years.
You couldn't get the license for it until Netflix somehow
Yeah.
probably don't even want to know how much Netflix played for that.
No, the creator didn't even have the rights to it for the longest time until I had to fucking fight with Gainax to get it back.
Yeah, it's insanity.
yeah, I
So-
mean, the thing is, I think there's, as you said, there's so many layers to it because, you know, in theory, it's a nice idea. You know, having somewhere where you can watch anime legally,
Truly-
for free,
truly a utopian
in this
society.
utopian world.
One
where-
part of me feels bad because we're like laughing at the like. Imagine trying to take on the big guy. Ha ha ha! Funny.
Yeah.
But like if it was a good attempt, I would be
Yeah,
like,
right,
go for
right.
it.
If,
Go
if,
for it.
if it was a good attempt, but like keep in mind you're taking on like companies like Sony, like Netflix, you know, like people who, you know, have a bit of dollar in their pocket, you know,
Just a bit.
and like
Yeah, I don't think we're trying to be like, yeah, we love corporations and stuff like
no,
that.
because
Like,
I feel like a lot of this was driven by
That
you know
narrative,
the
yeah.
people's hatred towards corporations, and you know I get it. You know, if you don't want to support the big corporations because of whatever reason, you know I get it. But there's a difference between not wanting to support like big corporations and then like supporting like whatever this is,
Yeah.
right? It's
blindly accepting anything that
it's
you
like
want.
not wanting. It's like not wanting to buy paracetamol from your pharmacy, so you go to like the local drug dealer. You know, like what's yeah,
Yeah, I guess in some sense.
It's like betting in a horse race, but the horse has 2 legs.
That's why I felt so kind of just sad about it, really. I felt sad that there was enough weebs out there that were this desperate to like stick it to the companies.
like, yeah.
that they would throw their money into a void.
Dude, weebs want free shit, man. At
But
the end of the
thing,
day.
this is also what I don't understand is that we have weebs that are this dedicated to say fuck you to companies,
Yeah.
that they're willing to give money away, But they could just pirate it if they really want to really get it for free. I'm not saying you should. I condone that. Do not do it. But
I mean, it's also like
if you're gonna basically.
I mean, it's also like with the money that they gave to this Kickstarter,
Yeah.
right? Because like there were a lot of people who were giving like hundreds of dollars to this Kickstarter, and like some people I saw were giving literally thousands of
No,
dollars.
yeah, I mean
to
there
this
was
Kickstarter.
when I looked, there was 1,000 backers giving 100,000. So it's
So a rough on average $100 each, right?
giving a lot of money this
That's
thing.
like a year's subscription
Yeah.
to Netflix or
But it's not
Crunchyroll
about
or any of them.
it's not about the money, Joe. It's about the message I'm sending.
It's about sending a message. The message of I got scammed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the thing is where if anyone just like literally used a single brain cell, like
you'd see
think
this.
about like the logistics of this, like just the logistics of why this would not work in the first place,
Yeah.
or like 100,000 seems like a lot of money to like any normal person. It's like
It
a
is.
drop in the fucking bucket for like anime licensing fees
Yeah.
and all that stuff. You know?
You can maybe license.
Half an episode.
No, not even that. You can maybe license the thumbnail of
Yeah.
an image.
half an episode of like a C tier anime.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and what surprised me is that the shows that they were listing as the shows they were going for were like the fucking AAA titles that are worth millions and millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, God knows how much Netflix actually paid to get Evangelion out of licensing hell, because
Yeah.
Evangelion was out of like couldn't be licensed by any Western company for like feels like a decade or
Literally
something.
since it was made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
basically.
since ADV
Yeah.
like collapsed, I can't think of any other like company that has successfully licensed
Yeah,
Evangelion.
and I think people like to think of anime as still this kind of underground thing, but some of these shows are easily, worth over hundreds of millions of dollars. Like these titles,
definitely,
right? Like just think of the
definitely.
merchandising of these shows
Yeah.
as well. Like
Think about like
the IP is so expensive.
like think about the mega shows, like any of the Shonen Jump shows, like My Hero. Or
how much
Jujutsu
is Attack on
Kaisen.
Titan worth? I don't
Fucking
even wanna
Demon
know.
Slayer.
Yeah, Demon
Right?
Slayer. Demon Slayer is $1 billion property.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's-
exactly.
It's already proven to be that.
Yeah.
So it's really. I don't understand. Like none of this. Who are these thousands of people who gave money? Like I legitimately want to know.
I legitimately want to know. It's obviously very young, impressionable anime fans, right? Who are just hoping for this European society, right?
I wonder if some parts of it we're just completely like oblivious about, like that we take for granted some of the like because we work with Japanese companies. We know how these things are. You can't go around saying you're in talks. That is like the biggest no-no in business.
What the
Like,
hell is
and
that?
especially
What the
here,
hell
I
is
feel like
what,
it's
bro?
never a done deal until it's a done deal in Japan.
Did you
Like,
read the
What are you talking
FAQ?
about right now?
what was what do they say? Okay. I read some of it. What was do you remember the thing about licensing or something?
Yeah,
They
I
mentioned-
remember like one of the FAQs. One of the questions was, "Isn't anime licensing really expensive?" And
Yes.
They and they legit went. Actually, anime licensing isn't as expensive as everyone makes it out to be. The
hell?
only reason nobody does it and nobody talks about it is because of NDAs.
hell?
But we are in talks with real Japanese anime licenses, and that was pretty much the answer to the question: can they get anime licenses?
They literally just shot themselves in the foot. They
can't-
didn't
you can't
have to
say
answer
that.
that question.
You can't say you're talking to these companies. Like it's
No.
it's all very secretive.
Yeah, yeah.
Intentionally so.
Yeah.
All these companies are like,
Yeah.
do you know
Are you
this?
talking about the head?
Well, yeah, because what was the guy? There was a.
you
So
talking
they
about the
also.
floating head?
I think the person. I'm not sure if it's the CEO, someone representing Right Stuff Anime,
Yeah, yeah.
which is an American company, I think, which buys the.
I don't know if you
licenses
can hear
for-
me, bro.
Okay, I'm not sure. Either way, they buy licenses.
Big licensing
or they
company.
sell DVDs of anime.
Yeah.
They reached out being like, so apparently you've listed some of our titles, and you say that we're in talks. And the guy tweeted at him saying that we've never been in talks. And then they replied saying, we sent you a message on LinkedIn. That was their we're in talks. I'm in fucking talks with all the people that email me about weird shit then, aren't I? The fuck?
It's just like, bro, I DM'd you. Why didn't you DM back?
I sent you my LinkedIn DM. Please respond. We're in talks now, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars are at stake because of my LinkedIn
I
DM.
sent you a DM. Please give me the anime license, right?
Please give me the IP.
That's how anime licensing
I'm
works,
in
right?
talk with all my favorite succubuses from all the hentai.
Yeah,
I've sent
exactly.
them a message. They haven't responded yet, but we're in talks. We're working on an arrangement. It's just insanity. And
We're part of this one-sided conversation.
it was just.
It was just
I mean,
so,
it all burned down in flames, luckily. But
Yeah.
it was just. Oh my god,
yeah,
it was such a
it
fucking
was just
mess.
so bizarre to see, and we knew it was gonna like come down in flames. Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's like been taken off Kickstarter, right?
As far
I
as I
hope
know,
so, yeah.
it's still there.
It's still there.
But the funding is stopped.
Okay. So no one give them any more funding.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, it does get suspended.
Okay, so yeah, it is.
So Kickstarter suspended.
$111,000.
Yeah. I don't know how true this is, but I did see a screenshot pop up on my timeline the other day though that shows that they haven't given up. They've started like a newsletter, which you can subscribe to for $1. So for $1 for this newsletter, you can subscribe for updates. And I'm just like,
What updates of what talks in the anime
I
industry?
don't know. I legit don't know. And it's like it is
It's like on this week's newsletter, we're in talks with ADV, trying to get the rights.
It's just absolutely tragic.
Yeah.
Like it's obvious that I'm not being funny, but there's a reason why like Netflix doesn't have its own Discord server as well. They had their own Discord server, and they started banning people. And it's like, what is this? This is fucking Yandere Dev's game. What is this? This is like, what's going on here? And it's so obvious that they're just because they've done this like 2 times before apparently as well, and they failed twice.
I saw they've made other Kickstarters.
So they're trying to make this Kickstarter. This is their 3rd attempt at doing it, and I think another app similar to it popped up on the Microsoft Store and was taken down before as well. So they have a history of doing this and failing and whatever. But clearly, every time it comes around, it seems to get some money. So I guess why not? I guess if
I got some real balls to do it like 3 or 4 times.
no shame, man.
Yeah,
If you get
honestly.
money.
I'm sorry if you fucking gave money to that Kickstarter. Like,
yeah, I mean, like I would say like I like the idea.
No ill
of
intentions.
it,
but
I mean, yeah, no,
Dude, this is gonna take
intentions
so
aside, I like
long
the
to
idea
shoot.
of it.
everybody
It's-
wishes for it.
I mean, everybody
click,
wishes for it because I feel
then
like
shoot.
in the era we're in now, I think like we're past
it doing
the
it so
golden
fast? No,
age
wait.
of streaming because
Oh, there you
we're
go.
past the point in
It's only when you're
time
running,
where
I
you
guess.
could get every show that you feasibly watched on one platform, and it's unfortunate that that's the case. But it's kind of evolved into like a similar era to what the cable era was like. But I mean, when corporations started to realize that there was money in streaming, this was going to be the way that things were going to evolve, unfortunately.
Of course.
Because unfortunately, money talks, and if there could be a platform where every anime you ever watched was on a single platform, I'm sure someone would have done that already. I'm sure someone with a lot of money would have done that already.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but anime is a business. Whether you like it or not.
Streaming is one of those
How it
businesses
is.
where it's nigh on impossible to get into it unless you've got like massive investors.
Yeah, like
it's just-
maybe like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's good. Like maybe if you were at the start of the streaming age, like when Crunchyroll first started. But like that time's passed now. You can't just be like the little guy taking on the big guy anymore.
Well, yeah, it was like Quibi as well. Had like $6 billion.
What's Quibi?
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what Quibi is.
I remember that shit.
It's it was founded by the guy who left Disney and founded DreamWorks. I can't remember his name. And made Quibi a streaming service, and it was an absolute dumpster fire. But it had like billions of dollars in investments. Like,
Yeah, but
was
it
insane.
disappeared after like 2 weeks, right, or something.
Well, it was like you got a free trial and you had to pay, and it literally just tanked like immediately.
Yeah.
But they paid for so many original shows as well.
Wait, who was on there?
I don't fucking know. I didn't go on Quibi. I didn't use it.
Did anyone use Quibi?
I didn't even know about this.
Oh yeah, it was, how did you know about
It was
this?
a couple of years ago, I think.
Was it a
at this
couple of years
point.
ago?
It was
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was like a year ago.
Was it?
I think I might.
It's recent memory.
I don't even count last year. Last year, frankly, just flew by. I can't remember anything.
Did it happen in 2019? It was a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm still 22 as far as I'm concerned.
That's what
2020 was just like fucking King Crimson like existed in 2020 and just like fucking erased the entire year and we just skipped it.
Literally felt like last month was like April 2020. This is really weird.
Yeah, I mean, we're already halfway through 2021, which is
What
terrifying.
didn't Mixer die as well?
Yeah, Mixer died.
Yeah.
Man, fuck! I wish I got offered to move to Mixer. I would have got a nice cash out.
And Ninja's just like set for life, and he's the only reason anyone knows about Mixer, I think.
Yeah, true.
But like, yeah, I mean, like,
Streaming,
even with those failed platforms, they had like millions and billions of dollars
Yeah.
invested into them by angel investors.
Yeah, they
and-
definitely weren't started by a fucking Kickstarter. That's
Yeah, and unfortunately, like, even if you have like, what would be like the most successful Kickstarter of all time? What
I don't
what
know.
would like the
That's very telling that we can't think of one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is some good ones out there. I I've never been interested.
Well, like, yeah, to get
because
into
any good Kickstarter, you buy the thing when it fucking comes out.
Yeah, right.
yeah. And because I'm just thinking with the money that Kickstarter can be, people can invest into Kickstarter. Even like the most successful Kickstarter of all time would probably have trouble getting into the streaming field.
The only one I remember was those like sunglasses that had the built-in headphones into it.
What?
You remember
What?
those?
That was successful.
There was a Kickstarter. I remember it because it was like during my uni days. But there was this pair of sunglasses where on the brim here, it was like this new technology in audio where it would vibrate and the vibrations would travel through your ears and the music would come to your ears. And I remember it was a successful Kickstarter. It was like millions of dollars. But
that's not successful.
Yeah, but
wait, is that the most successful
Wait, what the fuck is
Kickstarter
that?
of all time?
The Ouya?
The Ouya! The Ouya is the most successful. Are you kidding me, Navi?
Number 8.
Oh, number 8. The Ouya is
Wait,
the
how
number...
much money did the Ouya raise?
8,596,000.
Yeah, but you got to bear in mind, right? Even if someone raised
Actually, Pebble with 20 million.
Pebble.
A smartwatch.
You got to bear in mind, even if
Yeah, Pebble, yeah. 10 million.
even if somebody raised $200-300 million, that doesn't mean shit for streaming.
That's true.
You can't buy much with that.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
even with the most successful Kickstarters of all time, to get into this field, you need external investors. If they really want to challenge the big guys, you know, because there's a lot of money in there right
Most
now.
of us are broke.
Yeah. You could gather all the anime fans in the world, and it probably won't even be
I
enough.
don't understand how people can invest in Kickstarter after like its just track record is just appalling.
Have you ever donated to a Kickstarter?
No, why? You save like $20 and you got to put 100 in for some shit, and it's like I'll just wait till it comes out.
I've done a few, but
I've
like
done a
not
few.
like the stupid amounts of money that some people like. Every time I look at a Kickstarter and I see like the top tiers, which are like $1,000, $10,000, and you see like one left, two left. I'm like, who are these people
Well,
that
because
are just dropping $10,000 on this?
For stuff that genuinely needs the money, I would be more inclined, like a game or something that I'm into. I would, but I haven't. But most of the time, the stuff that gets the most is just like fucking pre-orders. Essentially, you're just the product's made, they know what they're doing, and you're just pre-ordering.
Yeah, I mean, with Kickstarter, I feel like if it's a small indie project or something that you can see feasibly getting funded on Kickstarter, yeah, I would support it. I mean, I think the last Kickstarter I supported was actually the Trigger anime. I think they funded the second OVA of like Little Witch Academia.
Yeah. I supported that.
Yeah,
and that makes sense to me. That seems like this is why Kickstarter should exist.
Yeah, but like if you're coming in trying to change, like stir up an entire industry or whatever, Kickstarter's just not going to do it anymore. I think Kickstarter is really good for, you know, a small indie team to do some kind of project, but on like a fucking industry changing project, you need something else.
Usually Kickstarters is for like, you know, like kind of it stops at an artistic level, right? It's not really the thing that you go into to be like, I'm gonna cause a scene in the industry, you know?
Fucking everything on Kickstarter is the same shit. It's like, all right, get the stock image of people running, play the music, Mudan,
the ukulele on.
Yeah, that one, or like there's always some like motivational thing, and then it's just like, have you ever had this problem that isn't a problem? Well, now we can solve it, and then it looks amazing, and then you think about it, you're like, it's all shit.
It's always the same type of people at a Kickstarter too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always like the way too overly enthusiastic, like,
They'll
hi,
be-
my name is Kyle.
It'll either be someone from California or someone from Eastern Europe,
Yeah.
like with a really thick accent explaining why his fridge is the best fridge, and it's like, okay, that's cool, that's fine. I just don't want it.
With our last project, the walking fridge, we raised $200,000. That's insane.
I just realized that Kickstarters are basically the modern infomercials.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I just don't believe any single advertisement where someone gives it to a random person and they're like, whoa, it's amazing. I just don't believe that. Even if it actually happens. I just don't want, I don't want to
I
see
didn't
it.
even believe it when there's
That
like the
literally-
thing which says like not a paid actor.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Oh, did you say, going back to AnimeTube, did you see the fucking testimonials they had on the
What were the
Kickstarter
testimonials?
page? I think they just got like some random people they found on Discord to give them testimonials of their app or something like that.
It's good.
What were the testimonials?
Let me see if I can bring it up right now. But Yeah, I mean it's all the same, right? It's literally, yeah.
It's just like, you know, I frankly don't really I don't trust anyone who shows me their reviews. Just let me see your reviews. I'll have a look.
It is routinely maintained. It's comfortable. It's quite logical and ergonomic. It's way beyond any competition. I like it.
Well, of course, it's beyond the fucking competition when you can just take the licenses, like, and rip them off a DVD.
The best app for on-hand anime. I used to spend days looking up series, but now I just use this app with ease. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Stefan, Robert, and James.
Stefan, Robert.
With the most rudimentary anime profile pictures I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean it's just like we're gonna look back on this and it's just gonna feel like a fever dream, you know.
Whatever.
It already does.
It's fucking stupid.
Don't do that.
This episode is sponsored by Honey.
Guys, we all shop online and we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at the checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupons like a peasant is the thing of the past.
Honey is a free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. It supports over 30,000 stores online right now.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's incredible.
All right, boys, hear me out. Imagine you're shopping on your favorite site, right? And when you're at the checkout, the Honey button drops down, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. You wait a few seconds as Honey searches for its coupons it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch those prices drop.
Joey, stop seducing me like this. I can't hear these words right now. I'm literally coming.
I recently bought a new pair of noise-cancelling headphones, and thanks to Honey, I saved $20. And I'm not the only Honey member making savings. There's over 17 million members getting those sweet savings worth $2 billion.
If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and just takes a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a favor and you'll be supporting us as well.
I'd never recommend something I don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/trashtaste. That's joinhoney.com/trashtaste. Links in the description below.
Back to the episode. I don't trust reviews on websites that aren't like a third party's website. You know what I mean?
Even some third-party websites, right?
Like even Amazon, they're all fucked, right? Like, and especially if it's on your website. Bro, I don't trust your review. 5 stars? No way. It's on your website.
I just don't trust Amazon reviews in general, like especially in Japan.
I mean, we've talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
Fair, but I mean, that's why they have like the certified seller thing, certified buyer, right? So they bought it, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
We need more people like Maylin.
Maylin reviews.
Hitting them with the hard opinions. No bullshit.
Maylin, the top 5%
I just feel like
Google reviewer.
I'm a shit reviewer because I don't really give a shit as long as it does the thing. I don't care. Some people get
Have you ever written a review for like an Amazon thing or anything?
Yeah, I'm always 5 or 1 star. I'm that guy. I'm that kind of guy. Because that's to me, it either works or it doesn't.
Or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And like, if it looks fine, fine. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if it does the thing I paid for it to do,
5 stars.
then that's great.
Yeah, you're not those assholes who are like 2 out of 10. The box was bruised. Or whatever.
Well, like people like rate furniture and they're like, it was complicated to build. 2 stars, and I'm like, but that's just like
that's on you, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that's a interpretation thing. Like, is the thing good? Like, at the end of the day, you're only going to build it for like 1 hour or 2 hours or.
There are some times when I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you need a PhD to translate this. The instruction manual that they gave.
Every
right?
IKEA
There's just like one.
I know what you mean, but at the same time, like I have a coffee table right now that was so over-engineered, and the amount of screws and shit for it was totally stupid.
Yeah.
That was 3 hours out of like the 2 years I've been using it. I don't give a shit about those 3 hours looking back now. That's why I write the review like 3 months after I get it, because then I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. It's just
it's still standing.
That's why I wait. If it breaks after like 1 month, all right, fine. That's 1 star.
Yeah,
Shouldn't have broke 1 month if I use it. But like, these people who write it and they're like, the cardboard box was slightly damaged. You know, the furniture took a little longer than I'd like to it. Like, fuck off.
The delivery man had a bad attitude. Like, fucking, it's got nothing to do with anything.
And then as well, even if it breaks, I'm like, all right, how long reasonably did I expect it to last? Like, my bed's broken. Is that? But it's 2 years. Is that?
You also spent like what, $100 on it?
It was $300 for the mattress and the bed,
which is very cheap for a bed.
Yeah, considering how much we spent like on Amazon to get like our first furniture, I think the furniture I have right now has lasted very well.
Well, my bed is like this design of this bed is when I was building it, I'm like, this doesn't seem super structurally stable. I understand why it was 3 stars.
Yeah.
Well, basically, you know that meme with the Cheeto in the door holding the door closed? Yeah. There's like a tiny plank, like a piece of plywood that basically is like holding up the middle of the bed and like all the weight on it.
That doesn't sound safe.
No. And one
Like if
time,
you stood on that and jumped on it, it would just crack, right?
well, one time I think I like just like because I don't know. I wouldn't say I get into bed aggressively, but I'm not polite about it.
You're not gonna be like.
I'm not like
Bed, right?
I'm not like sneaking into my bed.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I just kind of like just fall
Just
off.
Fucking
on,
does
yeah.
a lady
Pop on.
bed and just like fucking does a clothesline on the bed or something like that.
Boom.
WWE SmackDown Arena. No, so I just like plopped on my bed and I just heard the boom, and then I like looked under my bed and this thing had just like fucking went like to the side, and I was like, oh, that's alright. So
It's not even screwed in.
no, it's literally just like put in with the weight. It's just a plank of like literally like if this is the bed,
Amazing what you find.
like it's just like this.
Open.
You just gotta
Okay.
like center this piece of wood. It's literally
Engineering
it's
101.
literally like this size as well.
Oh my god.
And so when I looked and it was like this, and then
Right.
I was just like, oh, it's alright. So I just like. So I do that every time it does it now.
I mean, that works, right?
Probably
That
time
works.
for a new bed, man.
Yeah, probably time for a new bed. I mean, you're moving soon. Gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid
upgrade your breads, which
Bread, my bread.
Upgrading my bread
I do have to
from
upgrade
white
my
to
bread.
rye.
Yeah, I'll
It's
definitely.
like you can
get
feel
rid
the
of it.
springs on it and everything right now, can't you?
I kind of like feeling the springs though.
Why?
Really?
It's got a nice feel to it, you know.
I don't.
Does that make? There's no one else. Someone else is like it. I like
That's-
feeling a little bit
that
of the
sounds
spring.
like
We're
peasant
looking
talk.
around the room. Not a single person is like,
Yeah, sounds like peasant talk to
Listen,
me.
I'm. Shut up. I'm not a peasant. How dare you? I.
No
you know,
king
not a
wants to
peasant.
feel the springs on the bread, Connor.
Stop saying
Right.
bread.
What is your obsession with bread? Yes, I don't want springs in my fucking bread,
Bread.
gone. That would be really awkward when I'm trying to cut it.
The knife keeps bouncing back.
It's just slinky in my bread. Well, when I go to a hotel, I have their amazing, fucking whatever the little hippo is, the brand, I don't know what it is, Sleep Easy.
The
or whatever.
anti-gravity
Hippos.
mattress or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
the hippo. It's like Sleep Easy, the brand. I think it's a hippo in the UK.
Is that the
Yeah.
brand?
Right. Anyway, it's like some deluxe divine
Oh, I need to check
10,000
my
sheet.
camera
God, it's
exposure
ridiculous.
because it's getting bright outside.
But also, those beds are ridiculous.
I mean, my
and, like,
camera might be.
I don't think they're
Too
that
bright
much
right
better
now.
than a shitty bed.
Powerful entities.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
You know a shit mattress when you're on it.
Yeah.
I had a memory foam one at my parents' house.
I don't like memory foam ones. Those ones I don't like.
So
Yeah.
when
I love those.
When I first, well, yeah, it's because you gotta break it in. Like you really, like after like a year, it's like amazing.
It's like putty. You just like
Yeah.
kind of sink yourself in.
It takes like months for it to like
Yeah.
actually get the right shape, but then it's amazing.
No, I want to like feel some bounce in it. With the memory foam one, it feels like I'm sleeping
There's
in
a
quicksand.
door here?
Where you just sink in and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like the comfort envelops.
doors
you.
But I
over
feel like
here.
but the thing is, I mean,
I've been playing
I feel
this
like
map
that's
for
like
such a
admitting
long
you're just
time and I've
sinking
never
if you
seen
get
these
the
doors.
because it's like it's not an exciting bed, you know.
What do you mean?
Which crazy.
You can't. Do I need to explain? Go
Yeah,
on.
please.
There's no bounce.
I gotcha.
Right.
I mean,
It's just depressing. It's like fucking on a beanbag, you know.
I mean, I don't use memory foam beds, so I.
There you go then. You know what I mean?
Have you ever
Yeah,
slept on
because I like the bounce. I mean, I like the bounce normally when I'm sleeping, you know. But
What are you
aids
fucking sleeping like this?
Bro, you can like rebound them.
I need some bounce when I'm fighting my sleep paralysis demon. Like, get off!
Do I really need to explain this? Come on.
I get it. I get it.
Sometimes, you know.
Sometimes you just want to play a bit of basketball, right?
Sometimes.
Just want to dribble some balls, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you need to like dribble. You know what I mean? Can you catch my drift, guys? Use your imagination.
No, but like spring breads are like awful for that. They are
No,
not good
you
for
can
that.
use the
Stop saying
springs.
bread.
I said bread there, didn't I?
You literally said
Did I
spring
say?
bread.
Oh my fucking.
Spring bread.
I have to catch you.
Does God go to the bakery and ask for a mattress?
Give me your finest bed, please.
God, what is this fucking?
Have you ever slept on a waterbed before?
I
sounds
imagine
horrible.
that must be fun.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
It's like
That
literally.
must be. Is it actually fun? Is it
It's-
comfortable?
It's really okay. I find it to be super fucking comfortable, but that's because again, it's like it's. But I find memory foam to be really comfortable, so it's kind of like that because like the mattress kind of follows you as you're moving around.
But then, like, if you're like in a
It's like you become the mattress.
if you get a double memory foam mattress, you guys are like never gonna touch each other. You guys are gonna be like, we have our crevice. It is set.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about memory foam mattresses.
Yeah, that's
you
why.
just
That's
sink
why
in,
it's a
and
single.
there's
It's a single bed thing.
There's no movement. I'm not seeing enough movement anywhere
what I'm saying.
on a memory foam mattress. You
It's
sink in, and that's just it.
That's what couples do when they like agree that they're just not having sex anymore. Like that's what that is true. I mean,
It's like, let me just sink into my crotch.
well, yeah, because you have you literally, if your memory foam is like set, it's so uncomfortable to move to a position where it isn't set.
What about memory foam pillows?
Oh yeah, I like the pillows. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good.
Do you like the pillows?
Nah, I like feeling that. I like a little resistance. I like a little bounce on like whatever I'm
Fucking the pillow guy.
I like when the pillow fights back.
God's like suffocating Sydney.
I like it when the pillow's hard to get.
I think the pillow needs like a little bit of firmness.
I like when the pillow's
To
a
it.
tsundere, you know?
Like if
Well,
you sink in too much, then you
I
just
do like being able to like, you know, if I'm like kind of just not happy with the pillow, I can just like
punch the shit out of it, yeah.
beat the shit out.
yeah, literally until you're like, all right, it is refreshed.
Yeah, because you just gotta fucking tenderize the pillow, right? You fucking get the fucking steak tenderized. You're gonna all right, now it's perfect.
I used to use 2 pillows exclusively, but now for some reason I can't use 2. Is that like getting old? Is that an old thing?
No, I've actually gone the opposite. I used to be able to just sleep on 1 pillow, but now I need 2.
I can't do 2 anymore. It has to be 1. I don't know. Maybe because when I was a child, sorry, my mum probably bought the shittest, thinnest pillows. Maybe that's why. So I was like, yeah, I always sleep with 2, and I'm like this. Yeah, I always sleep with 2 pillows.
No, I was the opposite. Like, I had like the really, really thin pillows, right?
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford another pillow, so
I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why I had 2.
I was like, why am I waking up with a headache every morning? Oh, it's
think I have
because
too
all the
many
blood
pillows
is
in my
rushing
bed.
to my head.
I have 4 pillows in my bed.
Japan has these pillows that you get in like hotels and stuff that I
I
hate,
need to get rid of
ones?
some.
like double-sided ones.
Yeah.
But
Double-sided?
I
Are all
didn't-
pillows double-sided?
no. So like there's 2 different types of material on each side.
Oh,
And one of them is literally like solid beanbag. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a beanbag that you have to like physically like move around.
It's
to
the
move.
sand one, right?
Yeah. It's horrible.
I love
And
those
it's like
ones.
sticking into your neck. It's no what?
Yeah.
What?
I love, like, you know when you're like sleeping on a futon, like the sand pillows that you get on. In a
I know. I hate
futon?
those. Give me something soft.
I love those because it again, like, it gives me that perfect height where it makes me sleep so well.
Oh
Did you just say sand pillows?
It feels like sand.
It's like a bead
Yeah,
sand.
it's like
really
it's the
fucking-
same
that
stuff
It's
in.
rock solid though.
Yeah, it's like if you packed a beanbag a little bit too much.
I stayed in a hotel one time, and I was like, when I left, I was like, "Fuck that! That was horrible." And they're like, "Oh, you could just flipped it." I'm like, "What?"
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can just. Most of them are 2-sided, so the other side will be like a normal pillow.
Oh, I always just like go to the hotel and just touch the sand side. I'm like, I'm satisfied. I'll take
Hey,
those.
I hate the sand.
Maybe because I used to sleep with those at my grandma's place. 'Cause
Maybe.
that's all she had.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel like I'm in a hospital. I don't know why.
Hospital?
Yeah.
But the hospitals have like the super like pillows that kind of go around you like this, right? You
don't know.
sink in, it's like.
I don't know.
You can level up
I've
a
never stayed
whole
in a
level in one
You've
round.
never stayed in a hospital?
No.
See what happens.
I've stayed in a hospital once.
I'm trying to remember if I have. I definitely have. It's just. It's not a common occurrence, obviously, but
It's a
maybe
free
I have
hotel.
sometime in my childhood.
Just take a weekly trip to the hospital, just casual.
It's a free hotel in the UK if you get injured.
Have you ever like injured? Have you ever like been to the hospital, like with an injury and stuff like that? Have we ever talked about that? Like you've injured yourself so bad that you had to go to the hospital,
Since no one knows that.
like
No.
breaking a bone or anything.
No.
I've never had any bad injuries, I don't think.
No, you?
I had once, like I have like stitches. But you can still kind of see it right there on my finger. That was the only time because like I fell when I was like 2 years old, and I landed like kind of like my hands like that, and a piece of glass just went straight into there. So I had to pull it out and give you stitches, but that's about it, really.
Yeah, that was a boring.
Yeah, that was really boring. I was hoping you guys would have like hurt yourselves, you know.
Connor's like, that time I fucking crashed a car.
I was like, guys, broke a bone, please, please.
Any injuries?
Please,
I'm like,
any
nah,
injuries? Are we that boring that we haven't injured ourselves?
I have strong bones. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've
I drink my milk, bro.
I've had some pretty bad injuries, but for something I've just never had, like, never been like, I've always been like,
Yeah.
walk it off.
Just your arms falling
Yeah, I
off
probably
as
have
well.
like broken my toe or something and just not known about it. You know, I
That's
feel,
pretty common,
I
though.
feel like it's pretty common.
I've
but,
sprained my wrist. Did that.
The most boring injury of all time. Sprained my wrist. Yeah.
Yeah, it was from like, I think I told the story when I failed like a jump skiing, snowboarding, right? And that was fucking
Oh,
horrible.
yeah.
I thought I was going to die, but I was like, I'll snowboard it off. I just kept snowboarding when I was winded. It's
That's
fine.
how you know we're inside kids, when we haven't like broken any bones or anything.
Yeah, what are
like
you
that.
expecting, Joey? We're fucking like,
I don't know, man.
we're fucking anime nerds and gamers.
Yeah, I
right
don't
here.
know.
I've been very lucky.
Wanking yourself so hard you dislocate your wrist or something. I don't know.
I think about all the injuries I've had and how I've just never had any damage from it. I'm like, that's very lucky. Tipped a quad bike when I was like 10 on myself.
And you didn't go to the hospital?
I wasn't injured at all.
Jesus.
Tipped a quad bike on yourself.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Well, I tipped a quad bike. So my, because my mate owned a farm, and I loved going to his house because it's just basically like a free theme park.
Yeah.
Like, farms are great. When
Yeah.
you're 10, just like everything's.
Especially with a quad bike.
And he had a quad bike.
Yeah.
And his dad didn't give a shit. He was just like, you can just go on the quad bike.
Right.
So he just let us go on the quad bike. And I was like one of those like fucking danger addicts when I was like a 10-year-old.
Oh, right,
I just wanted to
gotcha.
like do dangerous things.
Yeah.
No, we're
So
fine. We're fine.
my friend, he was used to going on the quad bike, and he was just like, yeah, it's all right, just don't go too fast. And I was like, all right. Immediately went too fast. I'm like, I was just turning really, really fast, and when I was going so fast, the bike just went like, oh, it just flipped over.
Jesus.
Did like a barrel roll, but so it like tipped. I think I was small enough where it, like I don't know how it happened, but it tipped.
You like
I
sneaked into the
I
crowd.
like didn't get hurt at all, and I just got up, and the bar was a little fucked on the thing, but we like hit it into place, and it was good. And then I went back on it.
You went back on it?
Yeah,
I would not fucking go back on it. I flipped.
I was like, yeah, dude, that was so fun. Let's do it again.
Almost died. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I've had many. Like,
Have you guys had any near-death experiences before?
I've told the story about how I'd like got launched with a bounce castle, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
That was probably level 1 as well.
Yeah. Because
And
I remember telling you this like a few days ago, but I think the nearest death experience I had was like probably the most lamest story I could tell.
Damn, that's horrible.
But it was during a
That's one
snowball,
thing.
right? So in university, in England, we don't get a lot of snow. We get like snow once or twice a year. Right. And so anytime it snows, everyone takes the opportunity to play around in the snow. And in university, what that means is we just go out and have a bunch of snowball fights, right? So it was like one dorm versus another dorm, and we were like having a snowball fight in the middle of this like residential area in Bristol, right? So it wasn't like in the middle of a field or something. It was literally like on the roads and the pavements. And I remember we were just throwing snowballs, and one fucker, right? You know you have like the snowballs and some the common courtesy is you make the powder snowballs.
Yes,
You
of
throw
course,
those,
of course.
right?
Of course.
One fucker decided to make an ice ball. You know what I mean. The ones where it's like melted ice and you fucking pack it in. And it's
On the side of the road.
yeah, on the
right?
side of the
Yeah.
road where you just like
We used to put a stone in. People used to do that in high school.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I
They
had
put
that as
stones
well,
in the middle
yeah.
of the snowball.
I feel like ice balls are like even worse because you get the hardness of the ice and the coldness as well, which is like numbing as well.
It's basically just getting a cold rock.
Yeah. So I was standing right by the side of the road, and I see the snowball coming, and I'm just like,
Oh, shit.
it's a snowball, whatever. Hits my fucking balls, and
That's what
then I
I mean.
realize, number one, that is perfect aim because it literally hit my balls. Number two, that is not a snowball I just felt. That is a solid ice ball that just came full force right onto my fucking balls.
I have a really similar story, but except total opposite. It was
Yeah.
at the beach.
Right.
And my dad and I were at the beach. I think I was like maybe 11, 12 years old.
Right.
And my dad and I were kicking like the rugby ball around. And like one thing I really liked was trying to catch like the ball that gets kicked really high up and then you kind of get under it and
Yeah.
grab
Yeah.
it like that, right? So we were doing that a couple of times. I was practicing that. And one time my dad just kicks it really fucking high up and I was like, all right, I got it. Sun's in my eyes, but I got it. I think I got this. And it comes down, it misses my arm, and it just perfectly flicks my knob.
It just flicks it.
That's
Yeah,
that's
it
worse
didn't,
than
it
being
didn't even like land on my balls. It just flicked it. Like,
Yeah.
it just went pat like that on my knob, and I just collapsed.
Yeah, because like if you're not a guy, if you're not a male, it's really hard to describe the pain you feel when your knob gets
Yeah.
flicked or you
Like it's not
you feel an impact.
It's,
on it,
it's
right?
not it's not your dick or balls that hurts. It's
Yeah.
like above it. that
It's
hurts,
just
you know?
the entire area.
It's
and
the
like,
flick. The
yeah.
flick hurts the most for some
Yeah.
reason.
And so obviously this happened to me, and I was in total agony,
Yeah,
right? Because
of course.
your mind just goes blank. So I start like walking forwards, and I didn't realize I was walking right into the middle of the road, right?
Jesus Christ.
Because I was just oh shit. And then the last thing I remember is my mate go, "God, what the fuck?" And he grabs my bag and pulls me back, right? He full on pulls me back. And then I just see this fucking bus just going, like
Holy
right in
shit.
front of me. And that was the closest I've come to dying, I think.
Imagine dying while grabbing your
I
balls.
think you actually just missed out on your own isekai story.
Yeah, right? That was your chance. That was your one chance.
Oh, but that was literally like an isekai origin story. Yeah, I got I got an ice ball in
Now
my
I
balls.
want to watch an isekai story that literally starts out like that, where the
That's
protagonist
very
gets
worrying.
smashed in the balls
Yeah.
and then gets transported to another world.
Jesus Christ, that's scary.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I've had any near-death experiences.
the
I had a really
fuck?
stupid accident one time. We owned like one of those big trampolines, like it's like the big ones. There's like two sizes, right? There's small and then there's a big one.
Yeah.
Had one of those, and I love doing like front flips, back flips, all the works on it. You name it, I jumped it. Right? I did it.
I jumped it, I flipped it.
Yeah, yeah. And one time I was like, I'm just gonna do it on my knees. Like I was like practicing like doing tricks on my knees. And one time I just like did something, landed on my knees, and instead of like me jumping back, my back just went like while I was still on my knees. So my back,
Oh, Jesus.
did like that. And I was like, I've never had this pain in my life. I wanted to like throw up immediately, and I couldn't move.
Probably just winding yourself.
I don't know what I did, but it was fucking horrible. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I was so winded, and it was horrible. It was so horrible.
God.
I was like 12, and I was like, what's happening? Why do I want to throw up? And oh god, Jesus.
That must be scary for people watching you, where you literally,
no one was there.
your back just goes.
No one was there. It was just me.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
Could
it
have
where
died
was
on that
this trampoline?
trampoline.
was my house.
oh, you had a trampoline at your house?
Yeah.
Your parents are like, he's probably having fun on the trampoline. I was like, ah! Help!
No, having a trampoline in your house is great when your friends came over because you could just fucking fight on it.
Yeah, we didn't have a backyard big enough for a trampoline.
Yeah, I didn't have that much space.
Yeah.
Our backyard's pretty big.
Well, you're a country boy, aren't you?
Well, it's Wales, so it's
Well, yeah. You have all the land in the world, don't you?
most people have a pretty decent sized backyard. It was really good though. I mean, yeah, it's great. We used to fight on it and stuff.
As you do.
As you do.
So in other news, Japan is back on lockdown.
No way.
We you know what? We had a pleasant 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had 2 weeks out of lockdown.
lockdown.
What blows my mind is that they cancel spectators like now for the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's starting this month, right?
Yeah, like in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Actually, by the time this is up, it's probably,
probably
already
started,
started.
yeah.
It's insane to me that they cancelled it this, like the spectators this late.
Yeah.
When, you know,
But the athletes are still allowed to come in,
yeah,
right?
I mean, that's. I mean, I get that, but like, as if they didn't know how bad the situation was. It's like, whoa, shit, it didn't get better suddenly. What the fuck? You know, it's just to me, it's insane that. You know, it's also just irresponsible as well because there's probably people who booked
an easy
hotels. You know, because even in Japan, right, you can come from Hokkaido or whatever, wherever the fuck you are, you can come and watch. Poor people probably booked time off work, maybe probably booked some hotels.
Yeah, they use their limited like pay leave, right?
It's like the Cyberpunk release, but just like on a scale 10 times that, you know.
You know, if somebody booked time off work in Japan, they ain't playing around.
No.
That doesn't happen.
Like the Japanese government just puts out a tweet, which is just like a fucking
The
tweet
yellow
the
thing.
yellow tweet longer thing.
We have delayed the Olympics again.
We have cancelled spectators. We apologize.
But yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait even longer for the new Figure episode because we're still under a new lockdown, and it just feels like this entire year has just been a lockdown, but not really for us. It feels like now that the rest of the world is kind of getting back to normal, it's really weird seeing timelines where people are having parties and going out without masks and stuff, and I'm just here like, this is just life.
This is life, yeah.
This is just life now for us, right?
It's weird because it's like I know we've spoken about this a lot before, but it's because it's such an ongoing thing and it changes throughout the time. It's like, all right, restaurants open. All right, okay, cool. But now they're closed at 8. All right, okay. But now they can serve alcohol. Okay, but now they can't. It's like, wait, what's going on? What the fuck is going on? It's just, I'm so confused.
The limit is 3. No, the limit is 6. The limit is 4?
Yeah. And then it's like, all right, and then Google Maps is completely unreliable now because now not all the opening and closing times are fucking live.
Yeah.
Because it's totally dependent on the place and whether they're doing it, and most of the time they're not the ones updating their Google page, so you don't even know if shit's open or not.
The only thing that has stayed consistent throughout this entire thing is comedy. That's literally the only thing that stayed consistent.
Pretty much. I mean, you want to go to a new place now, you check out on Google Maps, oh, they're open. You turn up at the door, and they're not open. And then you try to find another place, and it's just kind of like playing a roulette wheel of just seeing what you can do. Because it's lockdown here has been really weird, because we say lockdown, but it's just like, you can still go out and work. You just can't really do anything else but that, right? I mean, the trains are still fucking packed as shit.
Oh yeah, if you get an 8 o'clock.
Alright, I think I'm done till tonight. I'm gonna stop it there. Unlock the carbine today. And got it to level 20. I think that's okay for now. Probably stream again tomorrow. Or, sorry, tonight. Once the boys get on. But, yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. If you guys are watching, I appreciate you guys for watching, for tuning in. You guys can leave a sub and the notification bell so you can know whenever I start streaming. But other than that, I will catch you guys later. End the stream real quick. Bye.